This isn't, guys. This isn't like some 2000s game. This came out in 2014.
Look at that Stallone model. Whoa, wait, what was that?
Dude,
what are they doing? No,
bro, you don't.
Sam.
Now what if I told you you were fighting a bunch of giant, stupid fucking robots in the game?
Fuck.
What's going on, guys? Andy here. I want to welcome y'all to my first ever podcast with me and Fred. I'm going to have a rotating guest of people in and out sometimes, but we are talking about the Ghost Recon games today. All right, let's get into it. With over 25 games spanning 18 years, Ghost Recon is the single most recognizable and famous tactical shooter brand on Earth. Begun as the brainchild of Tom Clancy in the year 2000 in Cary, North Carolina, and developed by Red Storm Entertainment, Ghost Recon 1 was initially meant to be a kind of outdoor counterpart to the Rainbow Six games and focused on an elite group of soldiers known as Ghosts. While games like Call of Duty might have stealth gameplay at points, Call of Duty is not a tactical shooter. Fred, do you know how would you define a tactical shooter?
Tactical shooter is kind of a catch-all term for basically, it's kind of the opposite of like what you would get with like a Call of Duty or a Doom like sort of shooter. Usually
Right.
Those are more fast-paced, like more like run to the objective, gun down your enemy, and get that done. Ghost Recon, it's more of a methodical sort of feel to a tactical game. It's like it expects you to sort of think before you do an action instead of like running straight into a room. It kind of wants you to sort of collect all the information you can and use it to your advantage and just move slowly so you don't get your head blown off.
Right. So more slowly and methodically. And is there anything specifically about like the team aspect as well?
I mean, tactical shooters don't necessarily need a team, like that's been shown with Ready or Not, but it definitely helps to give you that mindset that you're a squad leader and you're trying to keep these guys alive as well as yourself.
Right. Yeah, totally. Okay, so just on the screen here, yeah. It's not so a tactical shooter. It's not a tactics game like XCOM. We were talking about XCOM 2 the other day. Mm-hmm. It's not a third-person slop shooter like The Division, and it's not a first-person shooter yet necessarily like Medal of Honor. But I think everything on the left here would be defined as a tactical shooter, like Ghost Recon 2, Brothers in Arms, Conflict Desert Storm, and then maybe modern ones would be like Ground Branch here or Ready or Not. Although, dude, did you see that junk in the news today about Ready or Not?
Oh, what's going on with them now?
Dude, somebody, like one of their main guys, like was celebrating Charlie Kirk getting murdered. It's like,
now I can't buy that game. I promised myself that I'd buy it if enough of my friends got it, but now I can't buy it because
dude,
fucked up.
Dude, so like I was willing to forgive like the censorship thing because I was like, okay, I get it. You're on console. Maybe you had to take like some CP out or some kids getting killed out
of
or like
a Sony.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe you had to take some horrible stuff out. But like this, to me, the fact that they have like one of their main guys, it's like their main community manager. I can't remember his name. He was like literally celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. It's like, dude, fucking Ready or Not. We can't have anything,
people ever
dude.
Keep their, like, they can never fucking keep it in their pants because, like, because Ready or Not is a really, really fucking good game. But fuck me if the fucking developers aren't pissing me off and squandering everything that they built.
Dude, it's such a shame. It's like, dude, all you had to do was like, keep it in your pants, like you said, just like not don't talk about. Nobody gives a fucking. Particularly, like, don't share your political beliefs.
Well, it's like not necessarily like don't share your political beliefs. Don't fucking like announce that
if
you
they're
are
controversial.
happy that a man's dead. Like, keep it to yourself.
Right,
Be a piece of shit, but be a reasonably like decent piece of shit.
Right. Exactly.
That makes any
Exactly.
sense.
Be a reasonable piece of shit.
Yeah. Make sure nobody knows that you're the literal fucking devil.
All right. Yeah. So these are tactical shooters, and the way I think of tactical shooters is like the ones in the middle here. It's pretty. You pretty much have. Okay. Here is my personal definition of a tactical shooter. If you cannot beat it by yourself, it is a tactical shooter. You know, because like all these games in the middle here, you cannot beat by yourself. Like Call of Duty is designed. You're a one-man army. You can beat it by yourself, but like you beat Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway by yourself. You cannot beat. I don't know. Could you beat Conflict Desert Storm by yourself?
I mean, I have beat Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway by myself before, and but I think I get what you mean.
Hang on, without any teammates?
Like you're talking like AI teammates or like actual like physical?
Oh no, yeah. Sorry. I'm talking about AI teammates.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you're allowed to beat Brothers in Arms. Sorry, I misunderstood you. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm talking. Sorry, I mean AI teammates or human teammates.
Yeah, there are some games like I'm pretty sure you could probably beat a few levels in Rainbow Six on your lonesome, but it's definitely a personal like sort of difficulty modifier. That's something you impose on yourself.
Right. Wait. What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure you can like set it in Rainbow Six 3 that you only go in on your own, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But everything else, like I'm pretty sure like forces you to have a AI teammate or squad of some kind. I know Desert Storm starts you off on your own, which is super weird because I remember playing that game with a buddy of mine and I got second controller. And if you know anything about second controller in Desert Storm,
oh yeah,
you're locked in a fucking jail cell for the beginning level.
Yeah, for the first 30 minutes of Conflict Desert Storm, if you're the second player, you're locked in a jail cell.
Yeah, you're just busy like just staring at some asshole through the bars while your buddy's like going through the desert trying to find your dumbass.
Okay, now and I guess the only exception you've never played this game Ground Branch on PC, have you?
No.
Okay,
I've heard of it though, but I don't know much about it.
So you can turn AI teammates on and off, and it's definitely easier with AI teammates. You can beat it by yourself, or you can beat levels in the game by yourself. But dude, this game Ground Branch is freaking the hardest shit I have ever played. It is. You just have to be like. It's way harder than any of the old Xbox games that I played. It's just, I think it came out like.
One thing I love about modern gaming is they are not afraid to kick you in the teeth. But then again, like with I'm not sure if Ground Branch is similar to Ready or Not, but I know Ready or Not, you make that game essentially as hard as you want for yourself. You can go fully decked out in armor, automatic weapons, and just walk into a building, like clearing rooms like RoboCop, or you can like I don't know. I guess you could LARP or role play if you wanted to. You could set it up that you're a beat cop. You could just go in with a squad of buddies. It's very free in games like Ready or Not, and I assume Ground Branch is the same idea.
Yeah. Well, dude. Yeah, and the thing I noticed is these older games often have AI, like you just have to memorize where the AI is. Newer games like Ground Branch and Ready or Not, the AI is random, which makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, well, it's like to be fair, like back in the day, like stuff like Brothers in Arms, like even around that time period. Let's be honest, the AI was dumber than a bag of bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, they try to make it more intelligent, but the more complex it is, means it's more prone to failure.
Right.
But it is still super smart. It's just, if the AI gets confused, you're basically staring at a doorway while your guy's behind you watching the guy walk through a doorway ready to shoot your dumbass.
Right, yeah. Okay, so Neil MCC420 said, I remember trying to play Brothers in Arms as a kid. trying to play it after COD. Kept dying because I was trying to one-man army it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Going straight from COD into Brothers in Arms without any prior knowledge to any games like it.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a painful growing experience.
Yeah.
But it does try to, like, one thing about tactical games is they do have in-depth tutorials to show you how this game's supposed to work.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's not like they're leaving you on your own. It's just a different style of play.
Yeah, I do. And guys, I do wonder, I'm interested to get people in the chat's thoughts on this as well. I wonder if the reason the tactical genre died out like in the 2000s is because Call of Duty became like the dominant game, and that became how everybody wanted to play video games. Like, people don't want to wait on teammates. They don't want to think tactically. They don't want to have to like carefully read a situation. They just like Call of Duty is a more, in a way, it's a more satisfying, quote unquote, simple game to play, you know, because you just run in. It's simple. And I guess like once Call of Duty becomes the most popular game on the market, then you're screwed because people pick up a tactical game and they're like, what the hell is this? I don't know. You know, I don't know how this works.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, I almost like, this is the way I kind of compare it. And it's a cliched comparison, but it's effective. Essentially, I kind of look at, like Call of Duty as like you get a nice juicy greasy burger, and like no matter how well put together that burger is, it's still a burger. You know you're gonna like it. You know it's gonna be good. But with stuff like Brothers in Arms, it's like trying to appreciate like a perfectly cooked like ribeye steak or something, like something with a little bit more finesse, a little more creativity. Something that's just like meant to be like enjoyed over a long period of time slowly. Whereas Call of Duty is basically junk food. Not that it's bad, but junk food.
It's popular. Yeah, it's going to be more popular. And like,
it's more consumable.
Yeah. And somebody said the OG Call of Duty is where it's at. I still remember the sequence in the rain, moving from building to building, avoiding sniper fire. I will say the old Call of Duties are harder. I was playing one of the the OG Xbox one, the one where you're storming the beaches of Normandy in Call of Duty. It is it's like a pretty.
I think that might be 2.
Yeah, it's either 1 or 2. It's a pretty hard sequence. Like you have to do. There's like right at the beginning. There's a couple different things you have to do. It's very hard, even on normal. So I will say the early Call of Duty games, definitely the difficulty was a lot higher.
Oh yeah, they were definitely trying, like, even though it is like what we consider like one-man army games,
right?
The earliest ones were definitely trying to like give you that, at least that sense that you were part of a bigger like squadron, like part of a bigger team. Whereas like newer Call of Duties, fuck it, you just run in 2 Mac 11s, fucking guns a-blazing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I do appreciate what the original Call of Duty tried to do, because it was a different time period. I'm pretty sure the original opens up, you're basically getting yelled at by a Russian commissar, and then 2 people jump overboard off the boat and he shoots them, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's what happens to deserters. Now, you don't have a gun, but you can find one on the battlefield. Good luck.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that's Call of Duty 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah,
I got it mixed up. Maybe the Normandy one was 1, and maybe the Russian one was 2.
Dude, and actually, I just remember that opening sequence that I'm thinking of, where you're storming the beach. That was Medal of Honor. That was actually Medal of Honor Frontline.
But 2 does. I mean,
right. But the developer of Medal of Honor Frontline went on to make the Call of Duty game, so it's like the same guys.
Same team. Same.
Yeah. All right, here. So, okay, let me read this really quick. I found this definition. A tactical shooter is a subgenre of first or third person shooter games that emphasizes realistic combat tactics, teamwork, careful decision making, and consequences for mistakes rather than fast twitch reflexes or running gun action. Squad and team focused play, realistic weapon and movement behavior, high lethality / meaningful consequences. Oh, dude, I love games like high lethality and meaningful consequences. That is like that's what I want in a game right there.
Essentially, yeah.
Emphasis on planning and positioning, objective and scenario driven. Pace is slow and deliberate. Another way I like to think of tactical shooters, I said earlier, if you literally have to use your teammates, it's a tactical shooter. And real combat, like combat in real life would be a tactical shooter. It wouldn't be like Call of Duty because, you know, you go into a situation and there's 5 guys who have their guns trained on you. It's not like Call of Duty where there's one guy shooting at you, you know?
Yeah. Like pretty much as soon as you go to kick open a door, if you're playing a Call of Duty rules, you're already Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in a tactical shooter, you'd be lining up all your guys on several different exits, trying to plan where they're going to funnel through when you enter through one area. It's a lot more pre-planning.
Yeah. And despite Ready or Not's recent BS, the thing I like about Ready or Not is like, you know, one shot and you're dead, pretty much, and it's cool like that. But all right, never has a game series changed its mechanics so many times and been so many different things from game to game. So the first couple Ghost Recon games were first person, then they were third person. The ones prior to GRAW were like mill sims, really. And then you had kind of like a casual mill sim on the Xbox. And then Ghost Recon Future Soldier, a lot of people have said it borrowed a lot from Call of Duty. It's like a very, very linear campaign. And then Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint. I wanted to ask you, in 2006, how many copies would you guess that Rainbow Six Vegas, just give me ballpark, how many copies do you think they sold across all platforms?
I mean, sales figures alone, man, because those games made gangbusters when they came out. Everybody was waiting for them at the time because, like, pretty much it was a new entry in an old series. Criminy. I'd put it in the high millions, maybe like around like between like 600 or 700 million, maybe.
Wait, dude, did you say 700 million?
Maybe. I don't know.
Bro, there's 300 million people in America.
Oh God. I was thinking across the globe.
It's like, okay, 2 people. We need everybody in the United States to buy 2 copies of GRAW. Anyway. So I'm getting to a point here, but basically.
Oh wow, I way overshot.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So GRAW 1 and 2 and Rainbow Six Vegas across, you know, PlayStation and Xbox surprisingly only sold around 2 million copies each. Do you want to guess how many copies COD 4 and Battlefield Bad Company 2 sold?
This is probably the ridiculous number. Okay, let's undercut my previous statement. 50 mil for COD 4. Okay,
yeah. That was like that way. It wasn't 700 million. You were close. You were
I'm still way off. Where the fuck am I getting my numbers? Goddamn.
Well, 700. I thought maybe you meant 700,000. I mean, maybe 700,000 would be close, but So you can see here that like if we compare all the numbers here, like this was like 06, 07 with GRAW and Rainbow Six Vegas, and then also in 07 COD 4, and then I think Battlefield Bad Company 2 that came out in 2010, so it was soon after. But quickly Call of Duty is over. It was kind of like there was all these military games on the OG Xbox. You had Ghost Recon, you had Call of Duty, you had Medal of Honor, and it was something about COD 4 COD 3 and then COD 4. It just took off to a level that no other military game had taken off. And then it becomes really hard to convince these companies because you go back to the investors and it's like, hey, give us money to make another military game. And of course, those guys point to COD 4 and they're like, well, why aren't you selling 15 million copies like COD 4 is?
Yeah,
you know, so it just sucks.
Well, it's really hard to get investors to buy in when you're like, we can make this a success. It's just not going to be an extreme success. Immediately when you say that to an investor, it turns him off.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude, and yeah, you don't. Yeah, investors aren't like, oh yeah, I want to make a little bit of money tomorrow. Like investors are like, I want to make as much fucking money as I can make tomorrow. You know.
Okay.
Dude, you gotta. There's like a fire engine going by your house right now.
Rolling on by.
They just wait. They wait.
New York, some house is on fire.
Dude, they wait until our podcast is happening, and then they're like, "Quick, drive by Fred's house."
I'm just waiting for like some douchebag over at like my internet provider just to turn the crank on my damn. He thinks he can get away with it this late at night, huh?
Yeah. All right, so let's see what else I got here. Okay, well, I wanted to ask you. So why do you think COD and Battlefield killed? I mean, like they killed the sales of these games, really, because like these games that we love on the left here were vastly outsold and became the cultural focus, and like suddenly everybody only wanted to talk about COD 4 and Battlefield now. Why do you think that happened? Why did it kill those games?
Well, essentially, you also got to think about the time period, because around this time, like a lot of younger people were getting into gaming. I myself was like around like, oh God, what year did Call of Duty 4 come out again?
2007.
2007. I was young. My goodness.
Yeah.
But it's like essentially around that time period, a lot of kids were getting into gaming. A lot of like adults, like a lot of fathers were playing games with their sons. A lot of moms were setting their kids down.
Not my dad. Not my dad. My dad died. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't die. No, sorry. That was a terrible joke. Terrible joke. Sorry.
Regardless of dead fathers.
Regardless of, right.
Like around that time, like a lot of like kids were getting into gaming and playing like mature rated games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff. And the way I look at it is there was a lot more expectation from a game like Ghost Recon or Rainbow Six, because there's a lot of moving parts that you need to take care of. When with like Call of Duty 4, Battlefield, you get instant feedback, instant gratification. You hit the trigger, shoot. You hit the bumper, you throw a grenade. You're not peeking and leaning, not stacking up against the doors. You're not opening that door and seeing a barrel of a gun pointed right against your eyeball, right last thought out the back of your skull. You don't get that from COD. It's easily accessible, and I think that's kind of why I started with sort of games like Call of Duty, because they were easy to pick up and just play. But then as I began to grow up and my mind kind of matured,
but you were still like 10, dude. You were still like 10.
I know, but like
no, that's cool, dude. I wasn't a smart enough 10-year-old to be like, I prefer a tactical shooter to Call of Duty.
I mean, I've always been kind of it's going to sound like weird. I've always been kind of like a garbage plate kind of guy. You can throw anything at me and I'll take it and make something of it. Like I can play games like Fallout for days on end. Then I can just jump right into something else like Viva fucking Pinata or something. or Lost Planet 2 or
Lost Planet, dude. Great game.
Oh God, I wish more people played it. I don't think a lot of people are playing the multiplayer anymore. Excellent games, Lost Planet. Yeah. But yeah, like usually my prerogative is I try to experience as much as possible, and usually I'm just able to just kind of pick up and tinker with stuff and see how it kind of works. I've never really been bothered. I've never really had games that like turned me off. Well, that's not true. There have been games that have turned me off. I've forgotten about them though.
Right. Yeah. Okay, somebody asked, which Ghost Recon game has a Deftones song for the credits? Does anybody know?
Deftones.
Okay.
That can't be. That can't be. Is that one of the Advanced Warfighters?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think it's a Future Soldier.
Yeah. Okay, here's another good comment. Neil MCC 420, he's had a couple good comments. He said, point and shoot with BF and COD. Ghost Recon required actual brain power.
Yeah, essentially.
Somebody else said, Ghost Recon was like arcade-like thing. The mechanics in COD 4 were better. The campaign was better. The weapons were better. Everything was better. I don't know about that.
Part of me has to disagree, and not that I say Ghost Recon's better than COD. It's apples to oranges. You got two different things, and I understand why Ghost Recon is not a lot of people's thing, but the thing you got to kind of take with playing a game like Ghost Recon is it's lumbering. I actually played. I think it was we picked up GRAW 2. It was
the other day.
Around with it.
Yeah.
And the thing about the thing I was explaining to Andy as we were playing is you kind of notice you're heavy.
Yeah,
the armor
there's a
on
weight.
You, it actually
There's
has
a weight.
some weight. Yeah. Like when you push the stick forward, you don't go.
Right.
You start to move forward. You start to walk up, and then you start running. When you let go of the stick, you slow down. And you kind of slide to a halt. It's a very different feel, and I think from those mechanics alone, just the movement alone, it kind of shows you what it's kind of expecting of you. It's showing you, hey, if you're not paying attention, you'll probably walk past that wall you were just trying to hide behind into the waiting arms of some weird South American soldier of some kind.
right, yeah.
But it's like like in Rainbow Six too, it expects you to sort of like kind of tiptoe around things, go very slow, move through everything, kind of peek and lean, and just take your time. Whereas COD, like you said, it's very fast paced, and like the gentleman said, like pretty much every gun is loud, bassy, powerful, impactful. You feel like a fucking superhero. You're just laywaying all these people, all these Russian soldiers, and all these terrorists. So of course I understand why some people gravitate more towards COD, because it's fucking awesome. You feel like a badass.
Right. Yeah. Somebody was asking which GRAW are you talking about, dude? Okay, this goes to show what Chad's programmers were 20 years ago. Did you know the console and the PC version of GRAW are completely different games?
Weirdly enough, I grew up with the PS2 version of Ghost Recon. Was the first Ghost Recon I played. Advanced Warfighter on the PS2 was actually a first-person shooter. It was weird. Yeah, it was definitely interesting, because when I got that version, I was like, oh, this is what Ghost Recon is.
Yeah.
I don't remember this. This doesn't look like any of the commercials I've seen. What is this? And then finally, when I got an Xbox 360 later down the line, I picked up 2 copies of GRAW and GRAW 2. And
you were like, this looks like
this is what I saw on TV.
Okay. You were like, this looks like shit on the PS2.
No, I still liked it, but it obviously wasn't the game that I saw. And I was like, oh, wow, that looks so cool. I want to play that game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, somebody was asking about Rainbow Six. Yeah, we definitely remember Rainbow Six. And now the thing that this is, the PC version of Rainbow Six is probably better. The thing that I liked about console Rainbow Six is you could just point and tell your guys to go there.
Oh,
there was no
when it came to consoles, it was all like simplistic one button inputs.
Right. And I liked that on the fly thing where you had to like plan out your movements on the fly.
Yeah, but I do know what this guy's talking about with I think it's I think doesn't 3 yet. I didn't really play a lot of 3 as a kid, unfortunately. 1 and 2 I never touched at all. But I remember
talk about Rainbow Six.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. Like the original, like
dude, Rainbow Six 3 on the OG Xbox is peak. It is so good. I've played it. It holds up. I played it recently.
But super hard. But I like he brought up because there's actually a tack screen in Rainbow Six that basically lets you map out the entire like route that your guys are going to take through this blueprint planning stage. It was really cool, way ahead of its time. I actually the only reason I know about this is because one of my dad's friends gave me a Prima strategy guide for one of the Rainbow Sixes. I just read that cover to cover several times.
Dude, it all comes back to Prima strategy guides.
Oh God, I miss Prima strategy guides, but dude, they fucking price themselves out of the market by being too expensive.
Do they even make new ones now?
You could probably order some kind of Prima strategy guide if they still have a storefront or something. I don't know if they make them anymore though.
Okay, do you remember which Rainbow Six that was? So you actually planned out their paths ahead of time.
Yeah, so it was an interesting thing because essentially, like, you would get like a planning phase where you could pick out your squadron, pick out their kit, like basically select what guns they're gonna have, what kind of armor type, whether they're going in light armor, medium, heavy armor, stuff like that. And you would get the basis of the mission, whether it was hostage rescue or terrorist hunt or something along those lines, whatever mission it may be. I think there's even like bomb disposal sort of missions. And it would give you a blueprint of the entire map.
Right.
It doesn't tell you where the guys are on
Right.
the blueprint, I do believe. But I do believe it also gives you like intel as to where the hostage is and some objectives maybe. And then you kind of use your process of illumination to be like, okay, so hostage isn't here. There's probably going to be a few guys in there too.
Right.
And you would point out the entire path to basically clear this house.
Yeah. I never got into that era of Rainbow Six where you had to plan things out ahead of time. I preferred and this is going to make me sound like a casual, but I preferred the console Rainbow Six where you could point to a door, you told them where to go. Now you could still you could stack guys up on a door and then use a command to make them move in. But one question about the pathing in old Rainbow Six games. I never understood, like, would they just go on that path like forever? Or I guess
so you still have like agency as squad leader. You basically can tell them to like fall back, or I do believe you can even like pull them away from the route you have them on, and you like give them on the fly answers. And then after you're done, like doing whatever, whether it be a firefight or disarming a bomb or whatever, what have you, then you can go back to the plan.
Oh, but then what's the point of having I don't know. It just seems
essentially it wanted to give you that feeling of like you're a SWAT team going in.
Right.
Because you're basically being your own overlord as well as your own team leader. And you're basically, it's giving you every facet of what that tactical situation would be, essentially. At least that's what I assumed they were trying to do.
Yeah. Okay, moving on here. So we're talking about how actual combat would be more like a tactical shooter, but people want to have fun. Do you know what the best-selling Ghost Recon game ever was? All of the Ghost Recon games. Which single Ghost Recon game sold the best?
I almost want to say 2.
Like it was. Wait, dude, I don't have it on here.
I know. We're missing a slide. It will remain mystery forever.
It is Ghost Recon Wildlands, and it sold 10 million copies.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
It sold 10 million. Yeah, it's Wildlands. Yep.
For whatever reason, I thought Wildlands sold less, but
no, dude, it sold the most, and I'm interested to see what y'all think in the chat about Wildlands. But to me, Wildlands was barely a Ghost Recon game. It was more of a Assassin's Creed open world game, to be honest.
Yeah, Ghost Recon obviously because it's an Ubisoft game, but Ghost Recon Wildlands more reminded me of like the Far Cry games, because like they still give you squad commands and stuff, but most of your guys are self-sufficient and basically immortal. All you're doing is going place to place and being like, hey, there's a thing in this house. It's a gun. I have a new gun now. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they are immortal. In
Wildlands felt like open world SOCOM. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Open world SOCOM, where it wasn't exactly like full-on tactical shooter, but gave you some of the flavor of a tactical shooter.
Yeah. All right. So for the rest of this podcast, we're going to talk about Ghost Recon 1 a little bit, GRAW 1 and 2 for 360, Future Soldier, Wildlands, and Breakpoint. But guys, I wanted to introduce my homie here, Fred, and I met Fred through Sean. We were playing Xbox together, and I was like, yo, this guy plays a lot of games, and this guy Fred knows like a lot of stuff about video games. And I've been wanting to start a podcast forever. And I was like, dude, I need to start a podcast with Fred. So here he is. And this is his YouTube channel.
If you ever want to bounce an idea off me or shoot the shit, I can shoot the shit for days.
Right. So you guys should definitely follow him on YouTube. Dude, I wanted to ask you, dude.
Whoa. Wait, what was that?
Dude. Wait, what
are they doing? No.
Bro, you don't.
Sam.
Dude, I'm getting a live reaction. You
Wait a second. Is that supposed to be Grimm's daughter?
Bro, you didn't know
What
about
did
this?
they do to my baby girl? No.
Dude, that's grim. They made Grim ugly, dude.
She looks like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dude, I love your like completely genuine reaction of you had no idea about this and you just found out about it.
I thought you were talking because there was actually another animated like Splinter Cell like that was made like pretty recently. I thought you were talking about that when you sent me that over disc. I didn't know. What is this?
Dude, you didn't know about this, bro?
No.
Yeah. Somebody said it got the Netflix treatment.
Somebody said. Well, I'm actually surprised Chris isn't black now that I think about it.
Somebody said, "Daddy, I'm a fucking lesbian. You wouldn't understand, Dad."
Okay, Jeffrey, go back to your room and go fuck some entrails. I don't fucking care. What did they do to her face?
Dude, you're not allowed to have anything as a man. They have to make all of the hot women ugly.
To be fair, at least I kind of like Sam Fisher's character design, but it's hard to fuck up Sam Fisher. It's tack vest, goggles, silenced pistol.
Okay, so for those of y'all, if you just in case you haven't watched the trailer, this black chick is like his sidekick, and you 100% know she's gonna be like the real badass, and she's just gonna cuck him the entire show.
Why don't they just use the black dude from Blacklist?
No,
have a black person.
No, dude, black lesbian girl boss with a side cut is like a requirement for every Netflix show. They're like. Of course,
she has the really aggressive dreads that would not do you any favors in a tactical situation. You see those dudes in the blue goggles down below? They grab both ends and fucking take her down for a knee.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, somebody's saying yes, it is an anime, and this is Grimm on the right here. They took. I'm not going to Google it. You can Google Grimm from Splinter Cell. Grimm is attractive, and they've got a black girl boss who's going to be like, did anybody see the last Indiana Jones movie that came out in 2023?
That was Dial of Destiny, right?
Yeah, it was.
I avoid that thing like the plague.
It was complete slop. Dial of Destiny, it was complete slop.
That doesn't surprise me.
This, let's see, can y'all see what's on my, y'all can't see my screen right now. Anyway, this white chick basically just cucks Indiana the entire movie. He just gets cucked by a white woman the entire movie.
Isn't it that like one activist like that doesn't narrow it down?
That doesn't narrow it down.
Well, that's the fucking unfortunate part. It really doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah. So I think it's going to get the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny treatment where this black chick is just cucking him the entire time. She's the ultimate badass. Sam is grizzled and old and white and therefore evil. And so, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
You know, somebody at Netflix desperately tried to resist the urge to have that black lady just shoot Sam in the face. At the end of the fucking show.
Dude, that probably happens. She probably kills him at the end because she's the ultimate soldier.
I wonder who they got to voice Sam, because I know Michael Ironside took a step back.
Oh,
the guy they got for like an impressionist. Last time I heard him, he was in Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. He actually sounded pretty good as Sam, like almost spot on to Ironside. Obviously, it's not.
Okay.
But he's
close. Well, yeah, because they couldn't get Ironside for Splinter Cell Blacklist, which was like.
I think he was dealing with cancer at the time too, which is fucked.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, okay, dudes. Fred, so what drew you to GRAW as a kid?
Essentially, what we're seeing on screen, because like future warfare back in the day, like wasn't like advanced warfare where it was all exosuits and jumping and flying around. Future warfare back in the day was seeing like something like the XM8 program and just seeing this machine gun that they just strapped this giant air grenade launcher to the top of. Like, oh man, I was a huge military channel kid as a kid.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I was big on military technology because
Yeah.
I was like at the forefront of all that. Like I got to see growing up, like we went from flip phones to smartphones. We saw like personal computers turn to laptops. It was crazy shit. And I actually believed that Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter was the future for like warfare because it seemed like the logical conclusion. Like everybody would have like instant tactical feedback, like fed to them through some sort of monocular. All the guns would have some sort of quirk for very specified usage, but very, 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 very important usage. I do believe the first Advanced Warfighter was when I first saw like one of those like guns that you could basically just hold around a corner, but you're safe. But there's a camera on the gun that lets you shoot around corners.
Yeah,
I always thought that was fucking awesome as a kid.
Dude, it was actually in OG Xbox Ghost Recon 2. It's just called like the camera gun or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a very weird smart device. But it's like, that's why I kind of dug Advanced Warfighter, because it was what I was seeing on television all the time. It was what I was like reading in books. And I was like, wow, this is just going to get like better and better and more sophisticated. And how fucking wrong I was.
Well, yeah. Okay. Do you remember when COD went like full like cartoony what do they call it? Like with the jumping suits and the technology, like with Advanced Warfare in 2016? You remember they went like full jumping suits and jetpacks and everything in 2016?
Hiring Kevin fucking Spacey to just do a few lines and die at the end of your game.
Right. And like and that pissed everybody off. It's interesting how like, but 10 years before that, in 2006, we thought this stuff was cool. It was like, oh, this is, because I know what you mean. It was like technology was still cool.
Yeah, there was edge is how it was always described. Like constantly, that's what you'd hear. We're at the cutting edge of technology. This is cutting edge of military defense weaponry and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
The cutting edge of aerospace engineering.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Somebody said Infinite Warfare. It was like
Infinite and Advanced Warfare was the one with Kevin Spacey. Infinite came later.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I think 2014 was Advanced Warfare, but it was like by that time everybody was tired of the rocket packs and the jumpsuits. But like around this time, 2006, it was cool, and I liked that they had an in-lore explanation for why there was all this computery stuff on your screen, and it was because of the visor, right? Or what's I forgot what's the name of the visor. It's like some kind of a tactical visor that they wear.
Yeah, I think it's just called TACCOM, like tactical communication.
Right. But I like that there was like, dude, do you remember when games like had lore explanations for their gameplay, like Crisis, like the reason that you could get hit in Halo and in Crisis was because you had a suit of armor that healed when you hid. Yeah. But then Call of Duty added it, and Call of Duty never really explained, oh, why can I hide for 2 seconds and heal? You know?
Yeah. Didn't they like do away with health packs by the third World War II installment? I think that's when no, it was 2 that had the regenerating health.
Okay, which
they I haven't played
which
2
they
took
forever. Directly from Halo. It was just taken directly from Halo. Yeah,
a lot of things were stealing shit from Halo though too.
Dude, everybody stole shit from Halo. But
this was back in the day where people actually stole stuff from Halo, and half the time you'd get something good, half the time you'd get some crap.
Yeah. And like that was part of Call of Duty's success, is because they stole all of the good stuff from other games. They stole from Halo, they stole from Battlefield. Like they added multiplayer and all that stuff. So, okay, if you were trying to sell somebody on playing GRAW right now, a 2006 game, how would you sell them on it?
Honestly, the easiest way I could sell it on somebody, there's a reason it's a best of all time. The gameplay is satisfying. I really like the story. The tactical feedback from all your equipment is very, very robust. Sound design wise, every time you hear like fucking bullets plink off the wall, it's just, but to directly sell it to somebody, I'd basically say, if you find some stuff lacking from modern tactical shooters or modern sort of third-person shooters, give something in the past a try just to see where all this came from. Because in my honest opinion, a lot of older games are better just because there was a lot of thought involved with how they put these games together.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And one final thing I want to say about that, or something that we'll talk more about GRAW in a second here. But dude, the feeling of, so I know in Wildlands you can get into any tank, you can get into any chopper.
Oh yeah.
But dude, how sick is it to be walking around, but then to tell tanks where to shoot, and to tell helicopters where to shoot, and to tell airstrikes where to drop? That is so much sicker to me than like actually even flying the tank or the plane, isn't it?
Well, it's like all of these things are like really, really well done set pieces. Like I think I remember like one of the missions where you call in an airstrike, like it's like pitch black out, and if you have your like night vision goggles on, like you see the flash spots as you're blowing up these stuff, and it looks so good.
Yeah, dude.
So good.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let's start quickly from the beginning here of the games and go through them sort of. So I'm curious if any of you guys shout out, has anybody in the chat actually played Ghost Recon 1? I'm curious to hear. So it came out in 2001. It was only on PC. It was not on console. It came out later on console, but it was originally only on PC. It had, somebody said yes, they did play it. Spartan, tell me about your tell us about your memories of Ghost Recon, and I'll read them. But had incredibly punishing gameplay, somewhat open world with linear objectives, and you kind of creep forward and try to get kills. You could switch between your teammates. It's first person, not third person. The bottom here, this yellow thing kind of told you where the enemy was, but it was nothing like a Ghost Recon Wildlands, where you get the tick, 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 and then you get a warning on your screen. And you see the guy.
Like, if you run into somebody, like you either see him or you don't, and it's over.
Yeah. But dude, there was also a really long scope with a really long zoom on it. Like even if you're carrying an M16, you had a really long zoom, and so the way that I was not good at Ghost Recon 1 when I played it, but basically the way you had to play it is push your guys forward a little bit, and it was just sort of about troop memorization, memorizing where people were, and then you have to see them like 500 yards before they see you. Otherwise, you're dead. You're gonna get killed every single time. So that was kind of what and interested to see in the chat if anybody agrees or disagrees. But that was, to me, what the original Ghost Recon was about. You had to memorize troop placement. You had to see them long before they saw you, and things like that. Yes, Billy Bob Dandy was saying, don't forget you can move squads via the map and position them.
Because oh man.
Let's see. Somebody said you have to position them to gain a tactical advantage, so you had to use some basic realistic squad tactics.
Yeah, so essentially they'd give you a map screen, kind of like probably Arma or Flashpoint or Rainbow Six, original Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
So Ghost Recon 1 is probably the one I've had the least experience with.
Yeah. Dude, I recommend checking it out. It's like 500 megabytes big. It like takes 2 seconds to install. And it's like you can get it for like $2, and so it's worth checking out. So kind of like Rainbow Six, it becomes about memorization of enemy locations, and but as somebody said, like kind of tactically moving your guys in, which I feel like I never completely got the hang of. My guys were just always dying regardless. But so some of these or I guess all of the early Ghost Recon games you could save though. So you could move your guys forward a little bit, and then load your save, and so you're just kind of constantly saving as you're going, which is like I can't think of any other game. So it's almost more like an RPG where you do an engagement, then you save.
I can see that.
Yeah. Okay, dude, how badass does this story sound for Ghost Recon? In April 2008, Russia is taken over by ultranationalists led by Dmitry Arbatov, who annexed Ukraine, Belarus, and Kazakhstan to form the Russian Democratic Union, a political and military alliance dedicated to recreating the former Soviet Union. Meanwhile, in Georgia, the U.S. Army's elite Ghost Special Forces unit battles South Ossetian separatists who are harassing the Georgian government and their allies. Like, dude, games used to be so badass. They were like, I read one article that said the Ghost Recon games actually predicted a certain conflict was going to happen in Russia.
I mean, it says it right there, fucking annexing Ukraine.
Yeah.
But I always kind of loved like Tom Clancy stuff because it would always be this idea of everything's on the brink of war, but you just don't know it because they never talk about it on the news. And by the time the conflict's done, we're already out. We were never there. Ghosts are gone.
Yeah. dude. That's the good shit.
Just real creepy spook shit. But I always kind of love that because I always sort of love the sort of dichotomy between Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon, because Rainbow Six is like, that's police shit. That's like you're a SWAT team going in to stop bad guys from doing bad guy things.
Well,
Ghost Recon is deniable ops. You're not even supposed to fucking be there.
Right. Well, Rainbow Six, they did stop terrorism though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But they were both elite units that would be deniable operations for sure.
Well, I wouldn't really consider anything under like unless it's changed with like Siege, because usually like Rainbow Six was like hostage rescue, bomb disposal. Like I said, like going through and making sure people, like all the people get out alive who are supposed to, and all the people who don't get out alive are just gone. But Ghost Recon, it's always like you're in a country and your mission is to stop this thing, otherwise World War III. But if you are caught, captured, tortured, or killed, you never fucking existed.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, somebody was saying that it's more grounded like the Tom Clancy novels.
Oh yeah.
And one cool thing about these early Ghost Recon games is there was no cutscenes. The only story you got was like on the bottom right here, these like you know like the mission briefing screen that like every game in the 2000s had, every military game in the 2000s had.
Yeah, the big summary screen explaining your whole entire mission, and if you didn't look at it, you're like, why the fuck am I here?
Right.
The woods.
Right, all of the story was told on like the mission briefing screen, and so
you better read those mission briefings, because if you missed the part about enemy armor divisions and you don't bring a rocket launcher, that's on you.
Yeah. People in the chat, what are you guys talking about? Literally, as soon as they make an all-male shooter online, some huge asteroid. What is this? Something about 60 versus 60 guys, all-male shooter, 60 males versus 60 males. Somebody will have to explain what you. There must be something in the news.
Is there a name to this magical game, or are we just talking in Ram Ranch terms?
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, moving on. These early games did not have much of a story. But the original Ghost Recon got a 93%. Back when there weren't a bunch of gays and trans people working at PC Gamer. Like,
you're talking about PC Gamer being for gamers?
Oh, dude. Yeah, can you imagine like a pro-military, pro like killing terrorists game getting a 93% on PC Gamer today?
Across the hill, you see screams of jingoist! Fascist! Then you turn around and see the pink coming around the horizon. The
fascist.
Pink, the blue, the white.
I'm anti-fascism. Okay, so Fred, this is moving on to our next point. what massive change in the gaming industry was about to happen around this time that would change Ghost Recon forever?
Well, around this time, like, I want to say the console market was starting to get its feet. Like, if there was anything to change Ghost Recon, it's probably making it more accessible to console like markets and stuff, making it more available.
Exactly. So consoles became massive money makers overnight.
That's another fucking weird thing to look at the change between, because just these in the picture alone, you have an NES, you have a SNES, you got the fucking N64 there. I think there's an Atari on the left, and then you got the Xbox, and it's like each leap from like that to PS1 to PS2 and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Fucking maddening how quickly technology advanced when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, think about think about like the change in graphics from like 2000 to 2010.
20 years ago, all I owned was a PS2.
dude, but now think about the graphical change from 2015 to 2025.
Oh man.
Like nothing. Like, dude, Witcher 3 came out in 2015, 10 years ago.
You got like, more hair follicles and more like refined textures that they don't compress, so the game is fucking huge.
well, dude, but like graphics like haven't really gotten better in the past 10 years. Like we kind of
I wouldn't say they necessarily haven't gotten better at all. It's just it's so negligible. It's to the point where it's like, okay, I can see your point. It does look more shiny and sparkly and clean.
Right.
What does this do for gameplay?
Right. Oh yeah, totally. And like there are some games where I'm a graphics guy, and there's some games. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I, dude, a lot of people have pointed out that graphics kind of peaked with Red Dead 2 in 2018, and that was 8 years ago. Like, is there anything that looks better than Red Dead 2?
It really depends. Like there are some games with like really good art design that came out recently that I really like.
Right. So now
graphically and fidelity wise, I wouldn't really consider those very, very high marks in those categories. They're more like, oh, they have a really good art design and they stuck with it, and it makes the game look unique and interesting instead of looks pretty.
Right. And you're talking about art direction and like a game looking interesting and fun to play rather than necessarily realism.
Yeah, one of the recent ones that I still haven't gotten my hands on. I really want to play it. You know, like Remedy Software, the guys who made Max Payne, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Somebody in chat was talking about Max Payne a second ago. I wanted to call it out.
Yeah, but did you ever play that one game they released called Control?
Yeah. It's I tried to go back to it recently, and she's a bit of an ugly girl boss, but the gameplay was
honestly, they fucked up that model. They gave her a huge chin. I almost want to say like they just didn't care to scan it properly, but who fucking knows? They uglify women on purpose these days.
Oh, you're saying she was like actually cute in real life?
The face model is gorgeous. That's like what's her fucking face from The Last of Us 2? The chick that plays the lesbian Jew, like
Wait,
for whatever reason, like they fucking made her look gaunt in the game and completely removed any sort of like female physical features. She basically had like a flat chest, a flat ass, and looked like a fucking looked like what's that fucking broad, bald black lady and everything.
Oh, you're talking about Deborah Wilson?
Yeah, she kind of looked like Deborah Wilson with a bad wig.
Yeah.
But it's like you see the actual actress, she's not gaunt at all. She's got huge fucking tits. And she looks very beautiful.
Wait, hang on. What black lesbian Jew were you talking about?
No, not she's just a lesbian Jew. She's not a black lesbian Jew.
Who is she? What lesbian Jew?
The chick that Ellie fucks throughout the game.
God, yeah, with the big schnoz, the big nose.
One Korean kid,
dude,
and then forgets that she fucks the Korean kid after he gets his brains blown out.
Dude, fuck Last of Us 2. That's such a terrible dog shit game.
I don't even want to talk about it. Bad example.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, so it's just strange timing with Ghost Recon because the game came out in 2001, And in 2001, the Xbox came out. And so there was like this massive, it's crazy to imagine a time, but consoles were more popular, quickly becoming more popular than PC at the time. And everybody wanted to get on the money train of consoles. Everybody was like, oh shit, you got to make games for consoles. And that's why you see there's a lot of military shooters that were played better on PC that were quickly ported over to console. And I do not think they ran well on console. Like, what was the one? The original Delta Force. Let's see. The original Delta Force. I think it's great on PC and it runs terrible on the original Xbox, just in my opinion. But
Delta Force, I don't think I've ever played that one.
Yeah, well, they did a quote unquote reboot of it with this new stupid free to play Delta Force game, but it's not.
God,
it's not
that.
good. Yeah.
I heard it ran like garbage.
Yeah, dude, it's
is unfortunate because they actually have like a cool DLC where you get to like go through the events of like Black Hawk Down, like in Mogadishu.
Yeah, and it did come with a free campaign. I was trying to play the free campaign, but it's like they're kind of doing some of the milsim stuff, but they're just not. It's just not quite right. It's like you guys needed to. Yeah, it's not very, very good. Yeah, somebody said if you want OG Delta Force, check out Dagger Directive. Interesting.
Dagger Directive.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some reasons a PC milsim game like Ghost Recon 1 might not play the same on a console?
Less buttons for one.
Right, exactly. Less buttons for one. And so that's kind of what happened with dude, this is crazy. There were 4 Ghost Recon games on the original Xbox, and what did we get? Like one, like if you have a PS5 or a Series X, you get one. You get Breakpoint. Sorry.
Yeah.
All
right, these games backwards compatible? I mean, the GRAW games are.
Yeah, but yeah. So the original Ghost Recon here on Xbox, you could plan out troop movements, but Ghost Recon 2 Summit Strike I played not long ago, and Ghost Recon 2, you just pointed on the map where you wanted to send your troops. Just with one button, you would point for where to go. But it was still like pretty tactical and slow moving, and you could die very, very easily. And so it was still really fun. Simplified for console, you basically point to give commands, and you could give like kind of minimal like tactical direction. All right, so moving on to GRAW 1 in 2006. This game sold more than any of the Ghost Recon games on the OG Xbox, probably because of a lot of the changes that they made. More of a forgiving aiming system. You remember that you have these percentages, like when you aim at somebody, you get a percentage to let you know if you're going to hit them or not. Still had punishing gameplay, linear missions. And as we said earlier, they actually gave us a lore explanation for why you have these like computery lines on the screen. So, okay, do you remember who the main character of GRAW was and what the story was about?
I know.
It's like
I'm sure his last name was like Mitchell. I think he was a captain.
Yep, Mitchell, Scott Mitchell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man. Story wise, I remember. Oh man, it was like South American, like ultra nationalists in GRAW. Like, weren't you in like Mexico in the original GRAW game? I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah. In both GRAW 1 and 2, you're in Mexico.
Yeah, and you're basically like trying to like kind of stop this South American push that's kind of coming up through Mexico. Yep. It's a man.
Dude, I honestly could not tell you anything about the story that I remember.
It's hard to remember because you're mostly playing the game for the game.
Yeah, you're playing.
It's very bare bones, but there are good set pieces. Like, I forget which level it is, but do you remember? Like, I do believe like there's a level where you go to like this place to like wait for your evacuation to arrive, to like wait for like your APC to come and pick you up. But basically, like it's one of those moments where it's like, the APC that was coming to get you has been destroyed. You're on your own. I'm sorry, Scott. And then like the dramatic music starts playing. It's like, we got somebody. You're gonna make it.
Dude, I think I remember that. That was one of the good moments. Yeah.
Playing it recently. And it's like one of those moments where you don't remember until you've played it again. But it's like one of those moments that stick with you because it's like you hear the music swelling, you see all the bad guys coming at you, you see bombs going off left and right, you see your guys fighting right next to you, just like, oh man, this is fuck, buddy. It's nice knowing you.
Yeah, because they weren't as focused on story as like Call of Duty was. Like there was no like cutscenes and cinematics and things like that. But
it was a lot of set pieces, like a lot of moments that kind of stick with you, like a lot of like very, very like outstanding sort of things that kind of encompass the overall like feel of the game. Yeah.
All I remember, I can't remember if it was the first game or the second game. You're trying to get the football. Remember they kept talking about the football.
Talking about the nuclear football, I'm sure.
Yeah. They were like, we gotta get the football. Get your hands on the football. And then, but I liked how it's like these early Tom Clancy games were so committed to gameplay first. Like they just wanted to get you right into the gameplay.
Yeah. And they were intuitive. They were quick to pick up and learn. Yeah, like, obviously there was a lot to it, but like it was very, very intuitive.
Yeah, and in the top right, they would have either your commander talking to you, but you remember sometimes they would have news. It would be like the Mexican news or whatever.
Yeah, I always loved it when like the fucking general with the Poindexter glasses popped up and told me how I was doing a bad job and I need to do better.
Yeah, dude, I can hear his
Mitchell,
voice.
You need to stop those ultranationalists. I'm fucking trying.
Dude, I know the guy you're talking about. That like older man who's like, Mitchell, you're really fucking this up.
Mitchell, I've got a stick up my ass and I'm gonna make it your problem.
Right.
Thank you for correctly portraying top brass in the military.
Dude, but it did feel really good though when he was like, Mitchell, you did a damn good job out there.
Fine work, soldier.
Right. You were like,
at least call me captain, sir.
Right. So yeah, another thing I just thought about was like realistic gear. Like this, if you were in the Iraq war, this is what you're wearing,
Yeah. Fucking UPC, universal camo pattern.
Yeah.
I assume they made it a little more brown for Ghost Recon because that thing didn't fucking work as a camo pattern from what I heard from like podcasts of army soldiers talking about it.
Yeah, dude, I remember I was playing about a year ago. I was playing stupid Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and making fun of that dumbass campaign. And like the first campaign has this the first level has this girl boss like barking orders at you, and she's wearing like a baseball cap, and that's it. And they're like going into Black Ops 6, the one that came out last year. It had a terrible gay campaign. But I remember the first mission has this girl boss like barking orders at you, and she's going into combat. And she has like a baseball cap on, and it's like, oh, cool. So COD is just like completely thrown out realism. Somebody said, loved how Clancy games use the XM8 rifle a lot.
Oh man, they were obsessed with that fucking thing. But like the one thing I love about Advanced Warfighter is their main claim to fame was the fucking bullpup rifle. And forgive me for saying this, it's the worst fucking designed weapon I've ever seen because it looks like a bunch of tubes with like an M203 strapped to the bottom of it. It doesn't look right. It doesn't even look like a modern bullpup.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting what they picked to show realistically, and then what
Funny
they don't.
Enough, now that I think about it, the XM8 was in Crisis a lot too.
Oh yeah, and Crisis. I mean, when you're fighting aliens and you have exosuits, like you expect it from a game like GRAW, which is grounded and realistic. Like pretty much everything in this game exists, as a technology,
Yeah. Like at the time, it was obviously like heavily in the prototyping stage, but I imagine a lot of this stuff that they kind of theorized in like games like Ghost Recon or like really in military technology at all. They probably figured out what worked, what didn't, what was feasible, what wasn't. What are we willing to spend on the life of the soldier? What are we not?
Right. $0.
$0. I'm sorry.
So yeah, the story is told in game with news channel type stuff. They did. They always felt kind of Call of Duty-ish to me when you get on the helicopter and they're like, "Get on that Gatling gun, Mitchell," and it's just like
and you're just flying across the city.
Yeah. Which they threw that in there just to like break the game up and make it more fun, but.
Every single time there's like a fucking alternative metal song playing, you're like sitting in the you're sitting in the chopper getting briefed by some dumbass, and meanwhile Pantera's blaring in the background, just like, what does it mean? I can't.
Some Deftones. Yeah, some Deftones.
I'm wondering which Ghost. It had to be one of the GRAWs, because I don't think Ghost Recon Future Soldier had any sort of like recognizable music in it. What'd you do to artist that I know?
What'd you do with my Deftones CD?
I threw that out the fucking window. You were playing it too loud.
I will say that some of the cutscenes in Future. I was playing Future Soldier recently. Some of the cutscenes have like recognizable Pantera music in them. So, yeah. Okay. What are your favorite memories of these games? Anything come to mind?
Oh man, like pretty much like my first experiences with like Advanced Warfighter, besides the PS2 one that I owned, is basically going over to my uncle's house and my cousins. Obviously, they'd have either an Xbox or a 360 set up, and my mom would just sit me with them. They'd turn on the Xbox, and it'd either be like one of the Battlefront games, like
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, like one or two, or like Ghost Recon. I remember like each and every time we'd go over there, I was obsessed just playing Terrorist Hunt back and forth. And I think my mom realized that I had a bizarre knack for these games, because
your mom had a knack for them?
No, I had a knack. I think my mom found out that I had a knack for these games. My parents can't play games at all. They both have shot thumbs.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks because I used to play video games with my dad a lot. But, I mean, I still technically can, but it's just like it's harder for him. But I'd remember going over to my uncle's place. They'd set me up with a controller, and I'd just play Terrorist Hunt all day. And eventually I'd just get so good at it that it's like I just run between like different spots where I just know where the bad guys were coming from and just set up with a big machine gun and just now they come. And now they're dead.
Dude, wait, now Terrorist Hunt, I thought that was in Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, it was in Vegas. They added it in GRAW. It's in GRAW 2 as well. But yeah, a lot of Tom Clancy games have Terrorist Hunt modes now that I think about it. Not much modern games though.
Yeah. Somebody said you felt like a hero playing these games, doing a good cause, not being drowned with controversy or emotional bull crap like how games are nowadays.
Essentially, you're basically there to do a job, and I think like at the end of GRAW 2, there's even like a heroic sacrifice. Like Mitchell has to like, I don't fucking know. Like I remember he had to like blow something up. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry for a fucking damn near 20-year-old
30-year-old game. Let me see. Does Scott Mitchell die at the end of GRAW 2?
I think it's insinuated, but I don't think he actually does in canon.
He calls in an EMP strike on his own position as a last resort, knocking him out but not killing him. The game ends on a cliffhanger regarding his fate, but his survival is confirmed by his appearance in Ghost Recon titles and the End War storyline. Okay, cool.
I almost like feel sorry for people who are waiting for Advanced Warfighter 3 only to get Future Soldier and not get the continuation of that. Because goddamn, that would be like getting Halo 2, but then immediately after Halo 2, all you get is Halo ODST, and you never find out what the fuck happens to Chief.
Yeah.
Sarah, I'm going to finish this fight. Still fucking waiting. The ODST is finally won against the Covenant. What are you doing, Chief?
Dude, I was watching a video on that recently, and Halo 3 was originally supposed to be part of Halo 2, but they were getting towards the end of development and they just had to put out what they had. And so
man,
the whole
crunch
reason
for 2 was horrible.
Oh yeah, and so the whole reason that like it would have been 2 games, but the reason it's a trilogy is because they couldn't fit the end of Halo 2 into Halo 3.
Yeah, I think that's when somebody at Bungie, I forget who coined the term, you're trying to fit 20 pounds. I think it's you're trying to fit 30 pounds of fun in a 10-pound bag, something like that.
Yeah.
It is a really good, like, sort of like measurement to what they were trying to do, because it's like, we want to do so much, but we can't. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because at that time, it was still original Xbox stuff. The technology didn't quite catch up yet. That's why it was such a big deal when Halo 3 finally did drop, and it was, in my opinion, damn near perfect.
Yeah. Dude, you didn't play the Star Wars Battlefront remaster, did you?
Remaster? Are you talking about the EA ones, or are you talking about the one that got re-released?
Yeah, they did a re-release.
I heard
remaster.
There was a lot of problems with that one. I never looked into it though.
Yeah. There's no way to play that game multiplayer today, is there?
Battlefront?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Unless you own a PC copy. There's probably servers still up on PC.
Yeah. Was it a bit of was it kind of a tactical shooter? Did it feel somewhat like GRAW, or was it totally different?
Oh, Battlefront?
I mean, I know it's Star Wars, so it's a lot more cartoony, but
it was more in the line of this sort of Call of Duty sort of style games. In fact, if I almost had to guess, I almost assume maybe Call of Duty probably took some pointers from the original, like Battlefront, 2 and stuff. Because, like, not necessarily the objective gameplay, because it's basically you go to command points, you capture them, and you're trying to eliminate all the enemies that you see. Yeah. But shooting-wise, sprint-wise, like the fact that every, like, sort of weapon or class has a dedicated use. I don't know. Like, in a way, I almost imagine that Battlefront, like, kind of made a little bit of the groundwork for some of the modern tropes in gaming we see these days, but I don't know. That's just speculation. I was just kind of brainstorming.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved walking behind a tank, calling in airstrikes, telling a helicopter what to blow up.
There is never a more cathartic feeling than when you open those. I forget the level, but you're going through this entire level and you're just getting inundated with machine gun fire. All these guys keep shooting at you. There's heavy armor everywhere. And you're trying to get to this tank depot. Then when you finally make it there, the shutters open up and 3 tanks pull out. And you get to tell them what to do.
Oh, dude, I vaguely remember that mission.
I remember walking by a couple of APCs on the way up here. Sure would suck if somebody put some high explosive right through their front end.
Yeah. So yeah. Dude, another thing I was thinking about was like, okay, both these games came out in 2007. Can you imagine a time when 2 AAA military games came out that were both shooters and were completely different? Like,
I miss it so much.
Dude, another thing, we didn't even talk about controls. Like, I'll be honest, the controls are weird for GRAW 2 compared to modern games.
Well, what's funny is, like, when we were playing GRAW 2 recently, I completely forgot what the fucking lean button was. It took until you finally futzed around with the left bumper to finally figure out how to actually peek around corners, because we kept getting shot, and it's like, how do we take cover?
Right. And I don't even understand the reason for the lean button, because unless you're playing in first person,
it's to keep you less exposed from the enemy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But dude, I miss this era of like games were just different, dude. Like not everything, like everything is fucking Fortnite looter shooter slop now. And it's
so many things are like kind of streamlined that even if somebody tries to make a brand new IP, it's probably going to have a majority of the control like schemes that most modern shooters have if it's a shooter.
Yeah. Nobody wants to games essentially just don't. Nobody wants to try anything new anymore. I mean,
no, people are scared of it because they're worried it's not going to make money. Which part of me can't blame them, but part of me is like, stop being a fucking pussy. This isn't how money is made. You got to take a risk.
Yeah,
but like you brought it up, but it's like you throw a dart in the early 2000 period of video games, you're going to hit things like Ghost Recon, things like Call of Duty. But if you start to expand that sort of cone of where you're firing that dart, you start hitting more games. You start hitting Far Cry 2. You start hitting Fear. You start hitting games like, I'll even put it in the same category because it's technically first person. Like you get games like Fallout. You get games like Oblivion. Shooter-wise, you get like... You still get like games like Ghost Recon, or you keep expanding more and more, and then you get Borderlands. Then you get, it's just, But now, throw a dart.
Yeah.
Third person shooter. Throw another dart.
Yeah.
First person shooter.
Yeah. Third person shooter. Or, yeah. It's all driven by the same fucking grind to get skins, grind to get whatever.
It's homogenized.
Yeah.
Like they boiled it down to its base components because they're too worried about something unique coming out and not doing well.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Speaking of unique, holy fucking shit, this game was weird to jump from Advanced Warfighter 2 to this.
Yeah. Wait, did you play this?
I own this.
Dude, you should play it. The thing I like about it is it looks better than GRAW. It like was more...
it's a beautiful game. Like, man, I remember one of the first levels. I think you're in the middle of like buttfuck Africa, and you have to go through a sandstorm, and it makes you use the sort of like I think it's called like magnet vision or something.
Oh yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, it lets you see through walls and you see guns really, really well.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's magnetic vision. I don't understand how that works.
It's fun, but it's
but like anyway, the thing. Oh, it is really easy. I was actually playing it on hard recently, and it was barely even a struggle because
you can see
invisible the whole time.
Yeah, you can see everything, and all your enemies like can't see you at all, which is fun.
But I love when you're going through the sandstorm because it's actually really good art design from the time period because they actually really thought about what you would see.
Right.
Like in a sandstorm, you see particles getting whipped up, you see wisps of air passing by, and it just looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, this is such a good looking game, but like you compare it to something like Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I think I played this one time right after playing Wildlands, and I was like, what the hell? I can't like go off the beaten path and go into this helicopter, go into this truck. I wanted more like freeform gameplay.
Yeah.
But once
the campaign is very straitjacketed. I will admit that.
Right, but sometimes that's fun, and that's actually what you want. Like if you want like a linear, focused 6-hour campaign where you get to be like a badass soldier and go through a bunch of unique scenarios.
Well, my favorite part is like I think it's either the first or second. It's the first level because you go to get like this guy out who is basically getting hunted by bad guy A. I can't even remember who the bad guy is in those games. But you're basically trying to save this guy. You go and grab him. And then the whole end of the level is basically you dragging this guy around by his collar, with a pistol at your side, shooting all these dudes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the. I'm just pulling it up on the screen here. I'm trying to find the moment that you're talking about. They do have these really cool sequences where you're like,
this level.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like there's this sequence where you're dragging a guy and you have like a pistol in your hand, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, like that's what I mean by set pieces. Like there was still a little bit of that around the 2015 time period where they were like, okay, if we're going to make this kind of really linear, if we're going to just put them in a bunch of big arenas, let's spice it up by giving them something special, giving them something to chew on, giving them something unique, like a little gameplay change that lets you know, hey, we know you played this far. Yeah. Here's a little treat. We're going to blow up a lot of stuff around you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and I love this little move here that they do where they.
I actually kind of like the tactical, like sort of movements in this game, because it's like, yeah, if I was opening a shutter door, I'd want one of my guys peeking below to make sure no guy is going to see us on the other side when we pass through.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the segment you're talking about, because
it's a little bit further than this, but you're on the right level.
Yeah, when you rescue this guy, they do these cool cinematics where you're like, you're dragging somebody with you.
Oh yeah,
and you pull out like a single pistol or something. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, once you see like I think it's a bald dude with a buzz cut.
Yeah, so these games were very linear, very cinematic, but they're fun as hell, dude. And
just the look of the ghosts alone
was dope.
I love the bandana with the skull on it, because it just says monkey. It's just monkey brain for kill.
All right, this is what we're talking about right here. Yeah. These missions where you're like,
you're basically like dragging this guy around by the scruff of his neck.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all in a tactical situation. You would get lit up 10 times over, but I love that you're just clearing all these guys
with a single pistol. Right. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people criticize this game for being a little too like Call of Duty-ish. Like, dude, this is fun, man. It's a fun like 6-hour game to play. Like, that's all you can say about it. It's not going to
take too much of your time, and by the end of the game, you're just going to be like, that's fun.
Yeah, somebody said linear is a good thing, and
linear can be a good thing. Like, I'm not one of those guys who is like I want every game to be open world, like, or I want everything to have like a big map to explore. Like, sometimes there is something nice about playing like a simple linear game where it's point A to point B, and you just got to get there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so we were talking about Future Soldier. Let's move on to Wildlands. Fred, if you had to describe the differences between GRAW and Wildlands, what would you say?
I think between GRAW and Wildlands, pretty much that's when like the Ubisoft isms fully took root, essentially. Right. Because like before Ghost Recon Wildlands, hell, even No, because Future Soldier didn't really have like the whole opening up towers, searching for stuff, like collecting stuff on a map.
Right. See, because here's the issue. There's no reason why you think about it. Why would you, as an elite Ghost soldier in this country, you're coming in to do a mission. You're coming in to take some guy out. You're not coming to like have a big open world where you go inside every tent and pick up coins and shit.
Yeah. But then again, like it could easily be explained away by like procurement on site, because like I said, these guys technically are not supposed to be here in the middle of I think it's Colombia in this game.
Right. Yeah, dude. And before anybody gets mad at me, I have like at least 600 or 700 hours in this game. I love Wildlands. Wildlands it's one of my favorite games, but it's a little bit like, why? Like, why is this an open world game? Why is this an open world game? They're just here for a mission, and then they should be doing their mission and getting out, you know?
Yeah. Well, like, I do agree. Like, Wildlands was mostly hurt by its open world, because when you get down to brass tacks, like once you take out like all the gang members and stuff, there's not really much left to do except for pick up all the stuff on the map.
Oh, dude, do you remember that one really hot chick in Ghost Recon Wildlands?
Oh, which one are you talking about?
Dude, she's like one of the bosses. Let's see, the hot chick from Ghost Recon Wildlands. Dude, this chick.
Oh, wow. Instantly.
Dude, she's one of Dude, she's one of the bosses. Sorry.
No, chat. Before you say it, you cannot fucking fix her. She is part of the cartel. She will kill you.
Yeah. No, I remember she was one of the dude. Even back in 2017, like games were more based than they are now.
Well, it's because of COVID. Like this whole recent, like fucking slugging like bitches in the face to make them uglier in video games. Like it's only because like it took root in COVID, and we officially got a bunch of like COVID era games.
Yeah,
that were nothing
just
but
shit.
liberals like doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
and then lo and behold, like everybody said they would.
Yep.
They lost a fuck ton of money because of they doing shit like that.
Dude, and they're still doing it with they're putting black girl bosses with side cuts in Sam Fisher Splinter Cell animes. Like, what are y'all doing?
It's only in the stuff that they still had their hands on. I think it's the grip is beginning to loosen. We just got to give one good tug to wrench it free.
Dude, we're tugging on it. It's doesn't seem to be changing. I mean, Battlefield 6 was a move in the right direction, but yeah.
Battlefield 6 was fun. Hell, I honestly like not to like segue into something completely unrelated, but that's kind of like the new Skate period. The new Skate game, the free-to-play one.
How are you liking it?
It's not bad. I actually am really enjoying myself. It is pretty much what I wanted from a Skate sequel. The only downside is all the fucking dialogue sucks. It's all Zoomer speak. Like they're trying to do like ironic humor or like absurdist humor, but every single joke falls flat. Like there's not even a good enough like bit to remember. Like I remember like just earlier today, I want to say like you're followed around by this like AI thing. It talks to you the whole time.
Oh god!
You know, I was doing this like one skill based mission where you basically got to jump off a rooftop into a bowl and then fly out the other side and land on another rooftop. Really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time, the AI was basically talking over my fuck ups with like milquetoast polite dialogue. Oh, and it's like one of the things she says is like I funny enough, I said to myself, like, can't you at least just try to be angry with me? And then like without missing a beat, she's like, this is testing the boundaries of the map you're in.
Oh, hang on. You can. You talk to the AI through your headset?
Well, she basically just talks at you. She just quips, gives you like history of the fake city you're in. For whatever reason, she brought up that like the local park just smells like fucking fecal matter for some reason. Like it stinks. Like in game, she just says, yes, the smell that you're smelling is not your imagination. It's like, is that like a jab at me? Did I do something to you, EA?
Yeah. Sean was telling me that Tony Hawk Pro Skater, they totally took like all of the offensive, edgy humor out.
Yeah, they gutted it.
Yeah. So that's not what they did with Skate, or?
No, it's still like Skate wasn't
well, I guess
really
it's not a
edgy
remake
or offensive necessarily.
Well, and it's not a remake.
Yeah.
Right. It's a new Skate game.
You can tell the game has no soul in the voice acting.
Right.
In certain parts of the map design. In some aspects of like the missions, there's a lot to be desired. A lot of the missions are super, super easy.
Right.
But the fundamentals, the people who actually gave a shit were the fucking developers. Because that game, it's clean. It's crisp. It's responsive. People bitching about like the stuff that you can do. Like you can do like front flips and somersaults through the entire map. You could do that in Skate 3 too. You could do somersaults in Skate 3. You could even do the little trick where you just continuously jump over and over and over again. It's faster than skating. You could do that in Skate 3. But they added little quality of life things that made me think, okay, if there was one person who actually gave a shit on this team, it was the developers. Because they did a simple change, which I thought was incredibly simplistic, but I would have never thought of it myself. Because in Skate 3, pretty much if you crashed out, you'd have to like either respawn or go back to your mark, or basically you'd have to reset back onto the board. In the new Skate game, you just get up off the ground and you can hop back on your board. You don't need to respawn. You don't need to go back to the point where you came from unless you are trying to pull off a trick from there. You just get up off the ground. You don't have to wait for a loading screen or nothing.
And
so it's little things like that where I'm like, yeah, somebody gave a shit here. Somebody thought, well, how could we have made Skate 3 better?
Yeah.
Make sure it's seamless and you don't have to restart or reset the game all the time.
Yeah.
Just to get back onto your board.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like little simple things like that, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so so as far as so what was your basic answer as to like how would you compare this to GRAW?
Oh, Wildlands to GRAW. It's definitely in the air of like the Far Cry and Assassin's Creed,
right?
Like,
just more of an open world
Ubisoft
game.
Games.
Yeah,
it's a general purpose Ubisoft open world game than it is a Ghost Recon game. It's Ghost Recon in really name only. If they called this like fucking Tac Squad 6 or fucking Spectre Battalion or something stupid like that. I couldn't tell
Spectre.
It's Spectre Battalion.
Dude, Spectre Battalion is like the game you find in the bottom of the Xbox 360, like the box. It's like, oh, I never played this one. It's like, oh yeah, there's a reason you've never heard of it because it wasn't good.
It's got like a grease stain on the front and like 30 different stickers. Like it went from like $15 to $5. Now it's just $1 in the bargain bin.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I think somebody was saying earlier that Wildlands isn't a Ghost Recon game, and I thought that
it's not what I would consider like a Ghost Recon game. I wouldn't even consider it a tactical game really at all.
Yeah. So it had, pretty good graphics for 2017.
Excellent graphics for 2017.
Good things were the freedom to approach a mission in any way, huge map, tons of activities, and it did harken a bit back to the original Ghost Recon because you could kind of approach objectives from multiple possible ways. It wasn't like a linear type thing. And confession, this was one of the first Ghost Recon games that I really got sucked into. And after getting into this one, I wanted to play I wanted to go back in time. And then I started playing GRAW, and then I started going back earlier. But this was my first Ghost Recon game where I was like, okay, this was really cool. Yeah. And it had there was a one life mode in Wildlands that I really liked called I can't remember the name of it, but dude, if you died a single time during the campaign in one life mode, it just deleted your game.
Ooh, permadeath.
Yeah,
and like, oh man, I could not see myself playing that mode on anything other than normal,
I wasted
you die so fucking quick in Ghost Recon's Wildlands.
Yeah, well, you had to make sure to get the thing where the AI squad mates can get you up, but if you died for some bullshit reason, then it was enough to make you rage. Oh yeah, just deleted the game. So yeah, the AI squad mates were fun. The story was kind of bare bones and minimal, but the doing different objectives were fun. And honestly, the coolest thing in this game was what they took from Future Soldier, which was the sync shot thing.
Oh yeah, and that initially was in Splinter Cell Conviction. That's where it first popped.
Oh yeah. That's
such a fun mechanic.
Yeah. Okay. In what ways do you feel like Wildlands was worse than GRAW?
Honestly, it doesn't have quite the same like tactile feel. Like whereas in GRAW, like where I would get down or get shot to pieces, I'm like, okay, I fucked up. In Wildlands, I never really ever felt like me going down was my fault because all the fucking cartel members, all they ever do is bum rush the fuck out of you and flank you on every fucking side. Like I found myself backing up and more often than not in Wildlands because these guys just would not stop chasing me down.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, and the purple guys, the
Unidad.
Oh, the Unidad. Because they wouldn't. You just the more you kill,
like
the
you
more
shoot one Unidad, all of a sudden you got a Black Hawk shooting at you. You got APC surrounding the block, and it's like, what the fuck? It's one guy
Yeah. Well, the more you
Now
kill,
that
the
makes
more
sense.
the more you kill, the more would spawn.
Oh yeah.
It was ridiculous.
If I ever had to kill a single Unidot, I was out of the area for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the thing that I shitballs. Dude, any Reddit thread or anything about Wildlands is just everybody responds shitballs. I would say that the thing that frustrated me about this game was a game without limitations can get boring pretty quick. And once you can spawn in a chopper, the game actually becomes absurdly easy.
Oh yeah.
And so to go back to what you were saying about weight and consequences, like Wildlands there's not much weight to it. It's like, oh, I died. Okay, I can respawn.
Yeah.
My plane blew up.
Like fucking skull fade, and then you're back in the map after like 2 minutes of loading.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm forgetting. Did GRAW have a manual save? I think it just had an auto save.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just checkpoints. But pretty much it was pretty obvious when you'd get to a checkpoint, because usually it was like either a level transition or you just hit a supply box.
Right, yeah. Oh, dude, somebody said this. After watching Sicario, I wanted a game similar to that movie. Had my hopes up with Wildlands, but it was more arcadey.
Oh, man.
Guys, how bad does Trump need to make a, like, not an ICE simulator, but like a takedown Mexican drug lord working for the U.S. government?
Just make the Sicario video game already.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure Benicio del Toro would probably just do the voice in the game. He loves playing that character.
Yeah. We need Trump to make a takedown Mexican drug lord sim. Oh
God, it's like fucking Heart of Darkness or Spec Ops: The Line. Each thing you do just gets more and more fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
To the point where you're sticking cattle prods on some Mexican cartel members and nuts trying to figure out what his birthday is.
You just start a game. One of the levels opens. You're just torturing.
Immediately electrodes to the nuts. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
You're probably yep, that's me. Dude, did you see Trump said the other day something about a drug boat that they sank, and like 11 people died in the drug boat, and Trump was like, yeah, 11 fucking evil people on the bottom of the sea now.
Yeah, 11 drug dealers. Meanwhile, every bleeding heart liberal was like, why did you shoot him? It's like, because they're cartel members.
Yeah.
They're people traffickers, drug smugglers, and most likely pedophiles.
Dude, did anybody play Devil's Cartel?
Oh God. I tried to go back and play that game, and oh my God.
Is it bad?
It's an okay game.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to go from, because I tried doing like a playthrough of Army of 2 1, then Army of 2 40th Day, which is the second one. And then I tried to play through Devil's Cartel, and I just got to a level. I don't know if I was upset at the time or what, but I just could not make it through. I was like, I am fucking not having fun with this. I don't know why.
Dude, well, it looks dope as hell, but I'm sure it sounds like it's not a good game. It's a
fun game. It's actually like not bad. It's just not as good as the other ones, which is weird to say, because the first two Army of 2s were just okay games in their own right. But how do you go from like pretty good okay games to just an okay game? Like, it's hard. Plus the story doesn't make a lot of sense, and pretty much spoilers,
hang on,
everybody you fucking try to save is dead by the end.
Hang on, is Benicio del Toro playing one of these guys?
Is he? I don't know. I don't think so.
You're
probably hearing the voices and stuff. I actually don't have audio on my side.
No, it's muted for me too.
Okay.
But wait, do you not play as Tyson and Rios anymore?
No, you play as Alpha and Bravo.
Oh, bro, what the fuck?
Good thing they didn't call him Alpha and Beta.
Alpha and Beta.
You're Beta. but you want to know the worst part about it? They make Salem the fucking bad guy. They essentially go with the worst ending from Army of Two 40th Day, where like to prevent a guy who is a terrorist from, I guess, setting off a bomb, you either have to shoot him and possibly set off this dirty bomb,
dude,
or shoot Salem or shoot Rios, depending on which character you're playing as. And they go with the fucking ending where you shoot Salem, and then throughout the whole entire game, Salem's the fucking bad guy. I'm like, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all.
Dude, that's like Last of Us 2. Like did Last of Us 2 learn nothing? Like, you don't take the good guy from the first game and make him the bad guy of the next game.
Well, it's like, plus it's for an ending that I pretty much have on good authority to believe nobody went with, because you don't shoot your fucking partner.
Yeah.
No, wait. We should listen to this madman. He's been killing civilians all day. If we believe him now, he might stop. That's fucking pointless, because you end up shooting the guy after you shoot Salem anyway. It's fucking gay.
Dude, I never played. Was 40th Day any good?
I liked 40th Day. In my opinion, it's probably the best Army of Two game.
Better than the original.
I really like it. It has a lot of gameplay improvements. It's a lot more streamlined. It's definitely more arcadey feeling. But 40th Day has really, really cool gun customization. This guy, Bear Witness, he's actually, I thought the Devil's Cartel was awesome in co-op. In hardest difficulty with a friend, I really enjoyed the customization in TDC. But what's funny is, I agree. The customization in the Devil's Cartel is really, really robust and really good.
Yeah.
40th Day lets you take a AK-47 barrel, strap it on the end of an M4, stick a screwdriver on the end of it, and stab somebody in the face. It's fucking nuts. You can make guns out of garbage, or you can just take guns to pieces. Like take guns apart, put them in pieces, and put them back together. And it's like, what the hell do I have? A M47 AKU. Okay, nice.
Dude, the thing that I loved about these games that no other game has done is those parts where you have to get somebody to cover you. And
man.
And like, you remember you would have to
watch this real quick. This is actually really cool. The mock surrender system. There was a lot of thought put. I love bringing that up. Just thought put into video games. There was a lot of thought put into the systems that you interacting with, because you're surrendering and you got your buddy around the corner. He takes that guy. You take the other guy.
That's
so good,
dude. There's like zero interesting gameplay mechanics in games anymore now, because
people got scared of them, and no offense, but personal opinion, bite my head off if you want. Gamers have gotten really fucking dumb.
Yeah. Dude, everything is like, so I play a decent amount of The Division, but it is just such repetitive ass gameplay in The Division. And it's you see these older games like Army of Two with like actually interesting kind of mechanics that change things up in interesting ways. Look at
this fucking level. You're fighting down the side of a toppled building.
Yeah.
What other game do you do that in? There's not a lot.
Yeah.
Look at this. Shanghai's fucked, bro. And that's before the communists took back over.
Dude, there was a game called was it Inversion, that was like a it was like an upside down shooter.
Was that one good?
It wasn't good, but it was it wasn't good, but it was like an interesting had some interesting mechanics.
That fucked around with like gravity and stuff. Like that actually did have you like walking up the side of buildings.
Yeah. Or what about what was there was a third person shooter where you could make the ground go up and down.
Oh my god. I remember seeing
It's called Fracture. It was called Fracture.
Yeah, I remember seeing a GameSpot. Was GameStop or GameSpot was the website. I remember seeing a GameSpot covering it like way back when in the day. I was
Yeah.
like, that looks really cool.
Dude, I bought this recently because, like, let's be honest, everything is woke slop now. So I just like play old games now, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
it
go
back and play what you missed.
it's one of those games where it's like a cool idea, but it wasn't like wasn't like executed super great.
Well, the way
like
I imagine Fracture was like any sort of situation, you're in control. So I assume like anything, because that was a lot of like messing with the environment, like creating hills for cover and stuff, or like to get up to like elevated position.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Was there any like building destruction in that game? Because that came out around the time of like Red Faction Guerrilla and stuff, right?
Oh, dude, that's such a good game.
Oh man, I was pissed. I have a copy for the 360. The copy for the 360 is not backwards compatible. So I would literally have to buy the remaster to play fucking Red Faction Guerrilla, or just unpack my fucking 360.
Dude, unpack your 360. I play on my 360 all the time. Mercenaries 2, you can only play it on the 360. Wet, you can only play that game on 360. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, the 40th day you can only play on 360.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just scared. My 360, like every time I turn it on, it like makes a noise, and I'm like,
you've got limited time.
Ever since I owned it. Yeah, but it's like I'm listening to like my fucking 360 and it kind of whirs up, and I'm like, ever since I owned it, it's always made this noise. Don't worry about it. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, but what if? And I'm like, well, then I'll be out of 360. It's like, yeah, but
there may be
you want to play.
yeah. So yeah, this game had a little bit of destruction, but he's not really doing it. But it was more about you had this gun that could push the ground up and down. So yeah.
So essentially, you could create cover, or you could like put yourself above the enemy. Give yourself the high ground.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's close it out here. I want to talk finally about freaking Breakpoint.
Yeah, ironically, the only Ghost Recon games I have the least interaction with is the first title and the last title.
Yeah. Okay, boys. So, look, all I want to do is show you all the trailer from Breakpoint, and we're going to ask some questions about it.
Oh man, when I saw this game, I was so hoping we were gonna get another fucking Ghost Recon.
Dude, somebody said I
disown Breakpoint.
He said I did.
You are not my son.
Oh, dude, fuck this game. But I posted on Twitter today. I wish if we got the game that this trailer claimed to have given us, I would have been into it. We did not get this game, but check out how cool this trailer is.
Yeah. Wounded, fucking running through the forest. You're screwed.
Yeah, you've got like a stamina meter and all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, what could have been? And it's like, don't get me wrong. Like the actual like in-game graphics are this pretty, but the gameplay you're seeing is not what you're playing.
Yeah. So basically, let me go because this thing's gonna take forever to watch.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was, stamina meter, hunger, health. The injuries make you move slow. He's bandaging up his leg. There's a scene where he's hiding in the mud. There's a scene where you can get
very tactical, like sort of like you're the underdog.
Yeah,
making it obvious you're the underdog.
Right. They're going back to hardcore. They're making the game really hardcore, but in like a cool modern way. You know, you have a stamina meter. You have to bandage up your injuries. You're hiding in the mud. There's like no HUD and all this stuff. And so, if the game ended up being like this, it would have been amazing and we would have liked it. But here's the game we got. So if I told you all that was in a game, what kind of game do you think you're? Yeah. If I told you this was the game, what kind of a game do you think you're getting? How would you describe it?
A tactical, like, sort of survival game.
Yeah, like a very punishing, like, survival game. Now, what if I told you you were fighting a bunch of giant, stupid fucking robots in the game?
Fuck. Like when I saw that fucking thing, I was like, that's a Fallout enemy.
Yeah.
That's a fucking Fallout enemy. Look, you can see the goddamn brain. That's a Fallout enemy.
Dude, it's the brain from it's Crane from the Ninja Turtles cartoons.
Oh God, Jesus, that's fuck me. That's original series.
So, guys, it was a bait and switch, and the game sold terribly. All of the hardcore elements were made completely optional, and it was just another Ubisoft open world game like Wildlands, but worse. And there was no AI teammates on launch. And so, yeah, original Ghost Recon, killing terrorists, being like an elite badass, high lethality, and you die really quick. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, open world sandbox, shooting robots. You know, it's just terrible. Another retarded thing they had in the game. If you want to, and look, there's basically magic. They basically put magic in the game.
They put like class specific, like super gear.
Yeah.
You got your special ability.
Yeah. And look,
I don't necessarily mind that, but look, let me guess, it breaks the flow of gameplay.
Oh, look, if you want a fun arcadey ass game that's just silly and goofy, then yeah, Breakpoint is fun. But and now how people might respond to this is, level up all the hardcore stuff, put the game completely on hardcore. Like they gave you a bunch of meters in one of the updates. They said, you can slide them all the way to the right, get rid of the HUD, turn on all the difficulty meters all the way to the right. And to that, I would say, stop being a pussy, Ubisoft. Dark Souls 1 has difficulty. Have the balls to have one difficulty, and the entire game should have been hardcore. And number two, the hardcore mode actually was super easy. Really? Like I played Breakpoint with all the hardcore difficulties on, and it was still super easy. But it's like, I just want a game for once to commit to like its vision. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like because the thing I kind of like sort of thought, like when I first, it's going to be a weird comparison, because when I first saw Breakpoint, it reminded me of like Metal Gear Solid 3. And essentially, if you don't know or never have played that game, it's definitely a Japanese game. It's
which game?
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh yeah, dude, totally, yeah.
Because it kind of has those similar elements. You're hiding in the mud, you're camouflaging yourself.
Totally.
Delta even more so. They've actually added a lot of cool stuff in Delta, but it's like it was that sort of like thing that you kind of want, that sort of pseudo survival, but this time it's actual survival. Because like in MGS3, you're digging bullets out of yourself, you're sewing up wounds, you're eating food so you don't starve. Yeah. If you got leeches on you, they're drawing blood out of you, so your stamina's going down. Right. There's a lot of cool little things under the hood that made the game sort of semi-survival, like action-based, like tactical shooter. Yeah. Not quite, because it is in that vein of like character action game that Japanese people love so much. But in a way, that's kind of what I thought I was getting with Breakpoint, just a little more grounded in reality, a little less ridiculous stuff, less boss fights, more you're on a hillside covered in mud and blood, waiting for something that just chased you across the gorge to go the fuck away.
No, dude, it was gay. They made it gay.
Yeah, tiered loot and health bars. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this game is already dead."
Tiered loot.
Because as soon as when Gears 5 came out and I saw tiered loot and health bars, and when I saw Far Cry 6 come out and I saw tiered loot and health bars, I was like, "Fucking damage sponge enemies. That's all you're telling me is that's what I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna shoot something in the head. Yeah. And it's gonna act like I fucking spat on him."
Yeah. No, dude, when I found out that the trailer had you like slide, because there's part where he's sliding down rocks. It's like when I found out that sliding down rocks hurts you, and then like shooting a rocket at a giant robot doesn't hurt you, or or like basically you're fighting a giant robot, but
you
sliding
get
down
hurt more by falling down a hill than fighting little robo brains.
Yeah. It was absurd. Wait, what is a character action game?
The easiest way, well, the way I personally explain character action games is, well, here's a good example. The Devil May Cry series, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, you are that character in that environment, in that world, no matter how stylized it is, that reality is that character's reality.
Huh.
And basically, it's between you, like, fighting as this sort of, like, like, in Metal Gear Solid's case, like, not necessarily superhuman, but you're, like, big boss, the best soldier that there has ever been and ever will be. But like, that's the sort of deal with character action. You are playing this character.
Right. Okay, I see.
Controlling.
People are saying Devil May Cry, Nier, Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta. They're all character action games. Yeah, that's cool.
You are playing this game for the express purpose of getting to put on the boots of this power fantasy character.
Right. Yeah.
It's like playing V in Cyberpunk.
Right. And all they had to do was turn this into Metal Gear Solid 3, and it would have been way more interesting than
if they even stuck to like half the like survival elements that they even fucking advertised, and didn't get so scared of not having the Ubisoft like usual. Like,
right. They pussied out.
The reason why so many people were excited about this game is because it looked like it was going to be completely different from all the other Ubisoft games. What did we get? The same thing as all the other Ubisoft games.
Right. You thought they were going to have balls at once and like have a cool vision, and we should have known they weren't going to have balls, and they were going to like. Can you imagine if Metal Gear Solid 3, like putting the game on easy mode, just changed all the difficulty, like changed all the injury stuff, and like made the game incredibly easy, and like took all these mechanics out? Because that's essentially what Breakpoint does. Mm-hmm. They take out the injury meter, and they take out the hunger meter, the health meter, and they just take all that stuff out on easy. It's like Metal Gear Solid 3 wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah, they would still have the stamina meter and everything. It would just be a little more forgiving. It'd be balanced more for easy play. Meanwhile, Ubisoft's idea of easy play is playing the game for you, not letting you play the game with training wheels on.
Right, yeah. Let me read a couple comments here. Ralph Unreal said Ghost Recon died a long time ago.
It really did.
Yeah. Spartan said there is a time and place for skill trees and ultimates, but not in a fucking military tactical shooter.
well, you're saying that the buffed out rocket pack that blows up like 60% of the field isn't feasible in a tactical shooter where you're supposed to feel like the underdog?
Yeah. Somebody said game journalist difficulty.
Essentially, because that's all these game journalists want, is they want the games to play themselves, so all they have to do is write about them and write about how much they fucking hate video games.
Yeah. Giuliano de Castro Beniz said, "Salve! Brazilians will keep resisting homos at our games."
Yep.
Dude, Brazil's pretty based. A lot of based Brazilians.
Yeah, without Brazil, we wouldn't have gotten Max Payne 3. I will never not thank the Brazilians for giving me that fucking game. Ooh.
Yeah.
Best.
Well, yeah, dude. And they had a fucking gear score in this game with like the tiered loot. And they let you turn it off, but it's like, guys, just focus on the gameplay. Don't try to be The Division. Don't try to be Borderlands.
Well, it's like the reason why I really liked Wildlands is once you grabbed a gun, that gun was yours, and you could strap any amount of attachments on it. You could upgrade the damage if you so wished, but basically you got to pick whatever was in your hands for the loadout that you had at the time, and you could find more around the map. The reason why I don't like tiered loot so much is because when you pick up a gun, you just know as soon as you get another gun, you throw that gun away.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you take the new gun, and then you wait for the next gun, then you throw that, and nothing is cohesive. You don't have a kit. You don't have your preferred weapons. You just keep going down the line until you get to the end, and everything's the same.
Right. You're saying there's nothing special about picking up a new gun anymore.
Well, not in a looter shooter, because that was the main reason I could never get into like Borderlands. It's because I get this awesome, amazing, unique gun, and it's worse than this gun that just shoots pew, like just shoots normally. Like the first cool weapon I remember getting in Borderlands was a TK's Wave, which if you remember that gun, it was a shotgun that's fired a spread, but the way the pellets came out, it would kind of travel at the enemy like a wave. Like it would sort of just do like this sort of like ripple effect, kind of going up and down, and it's like a really cool thing to see when you pull the trigger. It's great feedback. It's like, this is a unique gun. It has a unique effect.
Yeah, dude.
5 seconds later, I find a shotgun off the ground with better damage that just fires in a straight line.
Oh, dude, don't you?
I'm like, why even give me the unique gun?
Yeah.
Could you at least give me the ability to upgrade it? No, nobody thought about that at the time. Oh, fuck me. Guess.
Yeah.
Ain't so great sometimes.
Dude, wait, have you played are you into the Dead Rising games?
Oh, I love Dead Rising.
Dude, okay. Think about this as a comparison to the way you're talking about tiered loot. You're walking around the mall in Dead Rising and you're looking for weapons. You see like popcorn bins, benches, hammers. When you're looking at stuff, are you evaluating it on blue, green, yellow, orange stats? No. You're
looking at the tray of CDs, and you're in the back of the music store, and you have a horde bearing down on you, and it's like, well, I guess this is where I die or where I live.
Well, my point is, you look at the gun and you know immediately like the damage you can do with it, and then some weapons surprise you. Like in Dead Rising 1, the umbrella, those huge umbrellas are like by far the best weapon in the game, because you can just push back an entire horde of zombies with them. But it's like all modern games have done this boring ass thing where we have like blue, green, yellow loot, and that tells you about the quality of the item rather than freaking looking at the item and knowing what quality it is.
Yeah.
You know?
But by trying to make it more obvious, they kind of just made it, if that makes any sense, they kind of made it less obvious. Because you're trying to sort of suss out like what the value of this equipment you have is, and in the back of your mind, you're always just hearing the words over and over and over again. Well, you're just going to get something new anyway. Well, this isn't like something that you're going to have for very long.
Right.
Well, eventually you're just going to find another thing, and it's going to be better, and then you're going to throw this away. Meanwhile, like you brought up in Dead Rising, you're not really assessing the equipment like at a glance. You're looking at what's in front of you, and you're looking at the situation, and you're like, okay, do I have lemonade? Do I have lemons? What do I got here?
Right. Yeah, somebody said in Dead Rising 1, the particle board sheet was a fucking slasher movie, and the tuna fish would one-hit kill bosses.
Dude, I was a big proponent for the mannequin torso and the mini chainsaws.
Right.
Fucking meat grinders.
Right. Well, it kind of, Darian Fuller said not every game needs RPG mechanics.
It really doesn't.
Dude, it kind of goes back to our whole thing of like Fortnite and Call of Duty. Like, every game is becoming the same slop, retarded game. And it's
like these games, for whatever reason, like think, oh, we gave them a progression bar. They're just going to logically progress through the game until they get to the end of it. Not really realizing that the reason why progression systems work is you get more and more and better, like, overall. But like, unfortunately, with a lot of these new modern games like Ghost Recon, Breakpoint, or like Fortnite and stuff, it's like all cosmetic stuff, or it's negligible, like very incremental like upgrades. And it's very, very slow going. And then you start to realize why the game is so meandering and slow, why every enemy is a bullet sponge, and you see that fucking loot box, and you're like, oh, they want me to pay so I don't have to play this fucking game.
Right. Because they can't monetize. They can't monetize like, oh, I found a cool gun and I get to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be like, oh, you got to get the gold version of that. Now you got to get the purple version. Now you got to get the diamond version of it. All right. So closing this discussion down here, we got the magic skills, and guys, I'm no longer recommending Ready or Not after all the crap that their community manager came out and said.
Fuck me. Just really, you see all this shit going on with the Charlie Kirk thing, and you could not fucking help yourself.
Yeah, guys, it's
a joke. It's a parody. Fuck.
Dude, I thought hang on. There we go. It updated. Okay, I have an X over Ready or Not. So yeah, do not play Ready or Not. Yeah, how about that? But yeah, Ground Branch and Incursion Red River, these are only on PC right now, but I highly recommend these games. Like if you want to play if
you got that itch for like a tactical shooter sort of game, like PC has all of those games in spades. The only unfortunate thing is not a lot of get ported over to console. Ready or Not was kind of the saving grace until they fucking shot themselves in the ass.
Yeah. Well, somebody was asking, there's two things Ready or Not did. They censored the game for console, which I was willing to let that slide.
You could forgive that. Yeah, I understand people who could.
Yeah, I was willing to forgive that, but as of today, their main community manager and like one of the people high up at Void Interactive that created Ready or Not was literally celebrating Charlie Kirk's death on Twitter. So they're just a bunch of they're gay, dude. I'm just tired of the homos over at Ready or Not.
Just don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't even like. If I ever found out like that you thought Charlie Kirk deserved to die, I'd say outright you're a fucking piece of shit. But if you never said it, I would
really
never
what
known,
it means,
and we could have gone on our separate ways, and I could have been like, well, eventually I'll get Ready or Not.
yeah.
But now it's just outright no, because you're a piece of shit and you're like openly wishing for death upon people.
Yeah, it just means that they're woke, and I just don't want to play games, from woke people. Somebody said Ground Branch has been in development since 2015. Dude, it's a fun game. I played it the other day. They added AI teammates to it, and
nice.
It is incredibly hardcore. If you want a very hardcore old school Tom Clancy game, play that. I was also playing Incursion Red River. What's the other game? Gray Zone Warfare. A lot of people have been playing Gray Zone Warfare on PC. And then also
that's the Call of Duty one, isn't it?
No. It's just a PC game called Gray Zone Warfare.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
It has pretty similar gameplay to Tarkov, but you're in like Brazilian jungles doing like PvPvE stuff.
Ooh, I like that.
and then obviously I don't have 200 hours a week to devote to it, but Tarkov is like the ultimate PC shooter. It's hardcore.
From what I hear, for people who can actually get into Tarkov, like they say the catharsis from it is so worth it. My only issue is I could never really get into games kind of like that.
Dude, it's hard.
It's not really. Well, the difficulty aspect isn't really the thing that gets me. It's the fact that if I fuck up, I've basically lost a shitload of progress.
From the
bottom.
Oh yeah.
Like if I fucking dump all my gear in the map, I'm basically screwed.
You're screwed, dude. Yeah. So you just start playing Tarkov going in with nothing. Because it's like, well, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose
naked with a knife.
yeah. Going in naked with a knife. Dude, I played Tarkov for a little while, and I just kept dying horribly, and I was like, you know what? I don't have 60 hours a week to devote to this game.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some Zoomer who's going to kill me, and so
the same reason I can't really get into like battle royale games is because like you play you basically either die very early on and you've like gotten ousted from the map before you even got into play, or you get like so far up to the end and you just get dropped at the drop of a hat, and it's like, well, spent 2 hours just to lose, huh? Okay.
Oh yeah. No, but it is sad though, because isn't this the perfect, this like Vietnam War setting? Oh, and by the way, Fred, you probably didn't know this, dude. The plot for Breakpoint is retarded. Like, you go to this island called Aroa, and it's sort of like Google, sort of like the Google campus, and you're just fighting AI robots. It's like every Ghost Recon game before had you in some kind of like real life ultra nationalist conflict. You were taking out like terrorists.
Breakpoint came out, like, I'm pretty sure. What year did Breakpoint come out in? 2019, right?
Yeah, 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been around like COVID time. This is like COVID era games, and I can almost say, like, not for certain, but I can almost assume the reason they didn't tie it back to any sort of like part of the world or any sort of like possible paramilitary or ultra nationalist force is because they were pussies and they didn't want to seem racist to terrorists.
Totally. Dude, can you imagine a AAA game coming out in 2020 in which you're killing terrorists? Like, oh my gosh, people would lose their minds.
As long as they're neo-Nazis, they'd let you. I mean,
as long as they were white
killed,
guys,
like fucking Islamist terrorists. But
as long as they're white guys, as long as it's white guys that you're killing, that's fine. But white guy PMCs you're allowed to kill. But if there's like any kind of a like particular country, but yeah, it's just sad that this was the first Ghost Recon game where you're not like fighting Russian separatists, or it doesn't align to any real world conflict. You're just fighting fucking robots, and it's boring as hell.
The irony is, by making the bad guy like this nebulous sort of like crack force of random dudes, it feels like Saturday cartoon shit. It's like fucking like some random Tom, Dick, and Harry villain from like Batman's Rogues Gallery just pops up out of nowhere to create problems just because he got some sort of bug in his ass.
Yeah.
White man bad the game.
White man bad the game. All right, so okay, all right. So Fred, if you could make your perfect Ghost Recon game, like assembled from all of the old, and sorry, this image is like super low res. What would your perfect Ghost Recon game be if you could just assemble any kind of game mechanics that you wanted?
I mean, what's funny is like it's I don't know where I would start, but the idea of what I saw in Breakpoint is kind of where I want to be first. Like, bring it back to a situation where you're kind of out of your element. Like, things are very dire. You're kind of like, because the thing about like Breakpoint, I thought like the game was going to be like, oh, you're on your own in the beginning, but then you start to group up with your squadron, and then you kind of pull this guerrilla war against this sort of weird faction of robo dudes. Yeah. But that's not what we got. We basically got more of the same Ubisoft stuff. So I would start with the idea of Breakpoint of making you like as underdog as you can possibly get it, almost like Far Cry 3 levels of underdog in the beginning. Like
making your own weapons and shit.
Yeah, just like makeshifting like shivs. I wouldn't say like necessarily like making your own like fucking guns from scrap or anything, but obviously like make it like sort of procurement on site. Like if you take down a bad guy, you have the opportunity to take his gun off of him, stuff like that, and like sort of just round it off from there. Like keep expanding, like expand outwards, like from there. Like almost like if there's an aspect that I would take from another Ubisoft game, ironically, it'd probably be like a Assassin's Creed parkour system, because until I played the new free-to-play Skate, I didn't really recognize how nice it is just to have the ability to mantle over something and the game doesn't prevent you from doing that. Like in Skate, it's essentially to get to a higher area so you can jump off and land on a ramp. But in like Breakpoint, like say you could like traverse like the side of a mountain and get a better vantage point to aim through a window. Or maybe you could like sneak up to like a building and rappel up the side and get on the roof. Like stuff like that, like simple things.
Yeah.
Quality of life things. Like take what was good about the old games, expand upon it, give it a unique twist, and then figure out the things that we didn't think of before.
Yeah. Did you play Far Cry 2?
Oh, I love Far Cry 2.
Dude, like, okay. So if we're talking about like survival, you know, Resident Evil comes to mind, like how punishing like Resident Evil 1 and the old Resident Evil games were like. And I feel like it's sad that like American developers sometimes just don't have the vision to like do something, do like a complete. Well, go ahead.
A story comes to mind because like recently it actually did come out that there was a lot of studio meddling with the reboot of the Saints Row game.
Oh, it was trash, dude.
Yeah, but essentially the story goes, so Saints Row, like the development team for Saints Row brought their planned idea to a board of directors. And in a way, they were almost trying to kind of make a spin on Saints Row 2, or at least the original Saints Row. They were trying to make a sort of story where it was like semi-dark. There was a lot of gray areas. Your guys weren't exactly good, but they were the guys you were stuck with, and you liked them because they were your buddies. But for whatever reason, that board of directors took that like semi-serious sort of open world story that was kind of like Saints Row 2 and said, no, people don't want depressing stories like that. Just focus it all around the friendship. That's what people want.
God, so stupid.
Because we're all obsessed with Disney and fucking Pretty Princess bullshit. Fucking fuck off. But it's like that. That's why I wonder, like, half these games that get a trailer, how many of them get brought to a board of directors and they already got the vertical slice done?
Yeah.
But then the board of directors start going, well, why doesn't it have this? Why doesn't it have tiered loot? Why do these enemies go down in one shot? It should take longer to kill them. That's why people shoot at enemies. So it takes forever to fucking kill a bad guy when you shoot him in the face.
Well, dude, I was playing the original Saints Row recently, and the game is based as hell. It's hilarious. It's just like your boss. You're
skull fuck that bitch. I hope you don't mind hepatitis.
dude, your boss. What's his name? Keith. Who's the guy who does every black guy in games?
Keith David. Julius. That's
Julius.
His character in that game.
Dude, Julius is such a sick character. All they had to do was like make it like raunchy and horrible and like hilarious, and go back to like the roots of what Saints Row was back in the day. But they didn't.
The one thing that I love, the one thing that I love is the story going from Saints Row 1 to 2. Have you ever heard the story about the ending of Saints Row 1 and how it affected the ending of 2?
No, go for it.
So the story goes, so people at Volition basically got the final Gold Master done, put the game out the door, and they're like, wow, we're really excited. We really like what we did with this game. We hope everybody's going to love it too. And like one of the guys in the office is playing the game. And they get to the ending. And the guy's like, hey guys, there's something wrong with the Julius cutscene. What do you mean? Well, it's not there.
Wait, what?
So essentially, there was supposed to be a whole entire cutscene where Julius basically, because at the end of the game, your character's on the phone with Julius and he's getting pulled over by the cops. What it's supposed to do is it cuts to your guy on the yacht he gets blown up on at the end of the game.
Oh no.
But it's supposed to like in tandem start cutting to all the other characters, but it was supposed to cut to a scene of Julius running away because the cop that pulled him over tried to fucking assassinate him. But they forgot to put that cutscene in. And
no.
all it showed was Julius looking at his watch right before the boat exploded and walking off. So it looked like Julius was the one who planted the bomb on the boat. And by serendipity, they said, fuck it, we'll roll with it. And that's why we get, like, at the end of, like, Saints Row 2, when Julius comes back, he's like, yeah, I fucking blew you up. You were getting out of hand. You were killing everybody. You're insane.
Dude, I didn't know that.
It's
so they left.
Cool. So basically, the reason Julius is a bad guy is because Volition fucked up. It's cool. I love stories like that from, like, old video gaming and development studios and stuff.
So they literally
so the story goes is they were they were supposed to have Julius like either injured or he was supposed to be like in hiding for the second game, but because they messed up, they had to basically pivot and do a really good twist of Julius just being a fucking hypocritical asshole who never really believed in half the shit he said.
Dude, yeah, but anyway. Dude, Far Cry 1 and Saints Row 1 and 2 are so freaking funny.
Oh, they're so fun.
All they had to do was get a bunch of like edgy 35-year-olds in a room and
that's what they essentially did.
Jokes.
It's the board of directors of a bunch of 20-something Zoomers and a bunch of 50-something Boomers who fucked it all up.
Jeez, yeah. Yeah, but as far as my favorite, that's my last slide. That's it. But yeah, as far as like the ideal game that I would like to see. So back to the Resident Evil thing, like I don't understand why American developers don't understand this. Like Resident Evil is, if you think of like RE2 and the remake and even the older Resident Evil games, they were like very hardcore, like limited ammo. Dude, think if Ghost Recon was like limited ammo. You had only a few bullets in your gun. You had to craft your own weapons. You had to like use the terrain. Like,
imagine instead of a frag grenade, like you start out with a pipe bomb. Like you're able to just fucking make this makeshift piece of crap and throw it at the bad guys.
Dude, I would love to play a Ghost Recon game where like, yeah, it's very hardcore, survivally crafty. You get injured and you're dead basically, and like nobody's coming to save you type game. And but that wasn't what we got. So anyway, but one day somebody will find this stream and say, maybe we should make that game, and hopefully we'll both be around to be able to play it. But even if I'm not, as long as it gets created, as long as the idea is there, as long as somebody like has the passion to go through with the process, no matter how fucking harrowing it is these days, I do not envy like video game developers at all. They get the short end of the stick every single time. And it seems to be that every single time HR departments make the studio look even worse. Yeah. Dude, somebody in the comments said, guys, y'all should play Rambo First Blood. This game,
man, I remember this fucking game,
dude. This game,
the failure cutscenes are hilarious,
dude. This game is shit, dude.
Like I think it's it's the level where you're playing like through Rambo Part 2,
dude. To be clear, Rambo First Blood is one of the greatest movies of all time, but this game is hot dog shit.
Yeah,
dude, it's literally.
What's funny is I'm pretty sure the studio went on to like make something like really like high class recently.
They did RoboCop.
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh my god, these fucking guys! I don't get. I don't get what fucking methamphetamine they smoked to get from this game to RoboCop, but keep smoking it. Like, what the fuck where are you on? How did you go from this shit all the way to RoboCop? Like, seriously, Rogue City is such a good RoboCop game. And before that one, they made Terminator Resistance, I do believe, and that game was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, dude, the shooting is so bad though. I couldn't get very far in it.
It's rough. Yeah, I almost put it akin to like Homefront: The Revolution. If you ever played that game, you know how Terminator Resistance handles.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. So now it was quite a few years ago. This game came out in 2014.
Yeah.
It's like it's got to be some Eastern European studio that only makes like licensed movie IP games. So they made Rambo, and then they made the Terminator game, which was not great but fine, and then they made RoboCop, which was actually dope.
Oh yeah. Dope. They had to walk before they ran, but like one of the reasons I love this game is like all the failure QTE QuickTime events, like the cutscenes are hilarious. Because you remember the scene from I think it's the second Rambo movie where he's like stuck in Vietnam.
Yeah.
There's one specifically where he's like in the shack, like talking to his commander. He's like, "Oh, go get you." But like as soon as he like says that, if you fuck up the QTE, he reaches up to like grab the bad guy and kill him. But instantly they just jam a knife in his chest and he falls over dead.
Jeez, dude. This isn't like some 2000s game. This came out in 2014.
Look at that Stallone model. It's bad.
Guys, this came out in 2014. This wasn't that long ago.
What a gentle way to knock someone out.
Dude, it's like a
fucking cutscenes in this game.
Dude, it's like Dude, it's like a light gun game. It's like a light gun game, but there was no light gun.
I think originally this game was supposed to be like an arcade light gun game, but for whatever reason, like the publisher was like, "Fuck it, let's put it on a console."
Oh no, too late.
Tell me you couldn't see him from a mile away, Rambo.
Dude, it's such a shame because this is like one of the greatest movies of all time, and this is the shittiest video game I've ever seen.
It's just lame ass QTs.
Hang on, this is the most.
This is one.
Wait, here, let me turn it on. Here, can you hear the volume now?
Just instantly dead.
Yeah, I gotta watch this again. Oh, jeez.
Just like imagine being on the other side of that microphone, just like, oh, he's coming to kill. Oh man, this game looks fucking awful.
Guys, 2014 game, not that long ago.
Criminy Christmas. This is one game from the time period where I can honestly be like, oh god, yeah, this deserves to be forgotten. But then again, I can't really say that because without this, we wouldn't have gotten like this studio wouldn't gotten as far as it did without this game. And you can almost like appreciate how rough it is in that sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, in all honesty, there is a shit ton of effort that went into this. It just looks fucking ridiculous.
I mean, why not just make it a first-person shooter? Like, because the shooting segments, it's sort of like an on-rails thing where you're just moving the crosshair around the screen, right?
Yeah. You're essentially just like, it's a time crisis stuff. It's like pop and shoots.
Oh my god!
Like I think you got a cover button, and then you pop up to like. Fire
nobody told them. Yeah, nobody told them that light gun game. Like light guns don't exist anymore. They were working on a light gun game.
Well, like I said, like I'm pretty sure this was supposed to go into like arcades across America, but some fucon like reason the publisher was like, fuck it, it's good enough to go on a console. Don't buy anything.
Put that on the PS5.
put it on 360. We'll see what happens.
Jeez. Oh.
I love how half of like the failure cutscenes though is just Stallone getting shot in the head.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, on that note, Fred, thanks for coming out, dude.
Hey, always a pleasure, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for we're gonna hopefully talk about mini games in the future because I think Fred and I have a lot of overlap on games that we like.
Oh yeah.
And so
essentially like we pretty much both came up in the like time period where games just exploded.
Oh yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to put a link. You should have a link to Fred's channel down below. And this is going to be a real podcast. So I'm going to put it on like I'm going to put it on like Apple Podcast and Spotify and all that stuff. So yeah, you'll in the future, you'll be able to hear podcast episodes there, but
fuck yeah.
Yep. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. All you guys have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.